voice. You are the lyrical king of Africa. Substrategy will represent. Constant music.
Again, I apologize for inconvenience. It looked like the network, for some reason, froze, and then I couldn't even hear people what they are saying. So I have to refresh it one more time. So it is unusual, you know, Atilio, I don't know what happened. The hackers were able, you know, to be active and get it again. I don't know. I have to figure it out later what happened. You know. So Malaysia, أنا بيعتذر للناس للموقف اللي حصل ده. It is unexpected يعني.
To fight for your country, decided by yourself. Fight for your country.
So I think now we refresh it. Emmanuel, if you could, you can go ahead and send me a request. Or if you are back, Jongkor, you can send a request also to finish your thought. So I'm calling you. I really apologize, Jongkor, for inconvenience. It looked like
no, it's all understandable, bro. We are not in control of the networks.
Exactly, it froze for some reason. So go ahead and finish your thought, you know, before we move on.
Yeah. All right, brother Jongkor, what I was saying earlier was that I was listening patiently to your previous speaker, which is Mr. Krikujo, I think Krikujo Bubu.
Krikujo,
yeah. Mr. Bubu mentioned a lot of good things that I like. The only areas that I disagree with him was, you know, the 2 point where you have said that Dr. Yongmashar should relinquish his quest for reform simply because certain individuals within the country doesn't want him to exercise his rights.
Correct.
I think that is that would be you know, a disastrous not only to the SPLM-IO but to the whole nation, because you know, if you look at how we have come this far, brother Jongkor, it is not through coincidence that Dr. Yongmachar is our leader. It is through hard work, through trust, through you know, through you know, the well-earned unifying factor he is. If you were to leave now, it would leave a big vacuum within the IO movement, and not only in the IO movement, to the whole nation as well. You have witnessed. You have witnessed.
He did not say that he can leave. He said he can,
yeah,
you know, sit back and then advise them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might have come to agreement with me that during the incident of J1 and all the other things that followed thereafter, even the coming in of Taban Dengaj, you know, things like that would occur quite regularly if Dr. Yongmachar is not there. So for me, I would just say here, in regard to Dr. Yongmachar, he is a unifying factor, not only to the IO, but to the whole country. You can just see within less than 2.5 weeks of his return, you can see those of Makwelwe and all the other South Sudanese are now smiling and dancing to a sounds of music, you know. Whereas, you know, just over 2 weeks ago, no one would be dancing like that, isn't it? So you can just see the significant force that he has. There is another
so I want you,
point.
Jongkor,
Yep.
it looked like our time today is not good. I want you to go to the topic and just, you know, give me insight in less than 4 minutes, because actually my guests came back, so I can bring them on.
No worries, no worries. Okay. In regard to there was a you know, an opinionated proposal from Brother Bubu, where he have said that Dr. Yomachar can reach out to Malong. Why not? You know, in politics is politics. Riek Machar can reach out to any person that he wants and he wishes to work with. There is no problem with that. We'll see in the next few days and few months to come. In regard to your topic, you know, the guarantors to the peace, I don't know. I'm yet to see what they will actually do to guarantee her this peace. Remember, this is the second trial. This is the second trial of a CPA or a peace. We have signed a peace in 2015 and it went to vain. It all went to vain when we returned to Juba, because what happened thereafter when we all went to Juba, the guarantors left us alone, not knowing that there was a regime in Juba that was not happy with the likes of Dr. Riek Machar, and that the incident of J1 would have occurred. I hope now the guarantors have seen what have transpired in the first peace agreement. And I don't think they will let it happen again in this second peace. I don't think they will let it happen because, you know, you can only learn once. I don't believe in second and third option. For example, if I were Dr. Riek Machar, going back to Juba should not be a priority. It should not be a priority. The priority should be making sure that these changes are put in place, that these reforms are put in place, that security sector is transformed from it always to a new way, that everybody is secured first before I rush myself to Juba. So peace is not about Riek Machar rushing to Juba. Peace is about the things that we signed, the things that we agreed to work on as people of South Sudan. And if we respect them, it doesn't matter where Riek Machar lives. You know, he can live in Upper Nile, he can live in Greater Baragazal. But as long as we are guided by the principle of the peace that we have agreed, there is no problem, Brother Jongkor. So I believe that the incident of J1 will not occur again, because if you look at this new security, this security design, the design of the security, it is stipulated clearly that all the towns will be demilitarized. They will be demilitarized. The security will be cantons in various locations that will be known. You know, the big guns that we have got used to will be taken away from our hands. They will be, you know, they will be quarantined in certain areas and certain locations, and the use will be verified.
So,
you know?
yeah. Actually, you answered my second question. That this time around, the question was, will the political marriage, you know, between Dr. Machar and President Kiir last this time around? And it looked like you already answered the question by saying that this time things are going to be okay. The guarantors are going to work hard, tirelessly, to, you know, to guarantee this peace. But Jongkor, no one is against the peace. We have been here on social media. You've been there. I've been here talking about the peace. And we need peace to prevail in our country. A genuine peace, a peace that they are not going to go back and shoot themselves. Peace that I can travel from here, you know, and go to Pagak, and go to Akoba, and go to Nasser, and no one is going to point a finger at me that I am their enemy. That's the peace that we are looking for. So now, what is going to guarantee? These are the same people, you know, who did not do well with 2015 agreement. What changes? What do you think changes? And also, Khartoum injecting itself that they are going to protect the oil field. What does that make of it? You know, these are two things that I want you to answer so we can move on.
Okay. Not much have changed. To be honest with you, Brother Jongkor, not much have changed. The only thing that have succumbed us to this agreement is the pressure, the sanctions, the pressure, and the exclusion of certain factors or certain sections, you know, from further, you know, taking part in further peace talks. If these fails, you would have, you might have come across, you know, an article written that just a couple of days ago, when Salva Kiir, you know, returned back to Juba, he went and a meeting with a I think Jeng Dinka Council of Elders or maybe community. You have seen the photos. In that meeting, someone came out and he alluded the fact that Salva Kiir addressed those people and he have told them that, you know, we have no any other avenues now. We are only left with two options. One option is to accept this peace and move on, or reject the peace and there shall be no more of my government in South Sudan. He advised his people, according to the message that was leaked out, he advised his community leaders that these are the only two options left. So you would have agreed with me that there is an immense pressure on our leaders to either bring peace or that's it. You heard also the notion from America that they are tired of this war. You know, they are tired of this war. And if this peace failed, the only option that America have is a regime change. Okay, so all this, if you look at it, Brother Jongkor, this would put any leader under pressure to accept whatever proposal comes their way. There are people asking questions. Why is this peace flowing just like, you know, like water from a mighty stream? You know, it's flowing because of all this pressure. If you don't want to succumb to the pressure, then you will be sanctioned. You will not receive all the incentives, and then your leadership will end. Now, coming to your last part of the question, let us, we as South Sudanese, Brother Jongkor, before I answer the question, we must help our leaders in gearing us toward the path of peace. We have tasted the bitter swell of this war. We have tasted the hate. We have tasted the killing, the brutality, and all have you. If there is a window of this opportunity to actually bring back peace to the people of South Sudan, we should not only look at our leaders, it should be between you and I, between all the citizens of South Sudan, that work behind these leaders to actually help them work together amicably to make South Sudan a better place for you and I. If we continue to coerce, if we continue to bring these notions of hate, if we continue to preach hate, then we are making it hard for our two leaders to work together. We are making it hard for our two leaders to work together. Lastly, you know, the guarantors, the Troika, the AU, I hope this time they will not get it wrong, Brother Jongkor. Because if they do, then it would be better for us as South Sudanese to battle it out and let the winner take it all. You know, if we cannot be, you know, if we cannot be forced to have peace in our country, like now our two leaders are gearing us toward the path of peace. If they are not there to guarantee that peace, for example, the Sudan, the Uganda, the Kenya, you know, and the whole IGAD countries, if they cannot guarantee, you know, the safety of that peace agreement, and it will be violated again like what happened in J1, then I would call for, you know, for an equal treatment on all South Sudanese, all the parties must be equally treated and given, you know, whatever they need to battle it out. And the winner will take it all. Because we cannot continue on this trend, Brother Jongkor.
Okay. Well, Jongkor, thank you so much, my brother. I have more. I want you to stick around because I am going to need you, actually. But my guests are here now. I just don't want to take longer for them. But please stay around here so I can bring you in for sure. You know, this is,
pleasure.
We started again. Okay, thank you.
No
thank
worries,
you so much.
No worries. I'll be around. I'll be around.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. You have a wonderful day. Okay, Emmanuel, I'm calling you right now. Just go ahead and answer that. I'm calling you right now. Emmanuel Ajawi is adding up. Hopefully your network will cooperate and then we move on. Still adding up. Manuel, I'm calling you actually. Okay. We apologize, Emmanuel. It looked like, you know, network difficulties.
Hello, Jongkor.
Good. I wasn't able to bring you on, but finally you are here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the network was having difficulties here. I was trying to get to your show, and it's giving me a recorded program that you had earlier. But thank you. I'm back again, and I hope this time the network works.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's good to be back. It's good to be back with you, and also let me thank you for inviting me again. And also, I will try to extend with the same token of appreciation and thanks to faithful listeners who are really listening to these critical issues, despite the World Cup and Brazil and Belgium match was going on.
Yeah, yes. I actually, you know, my viewers, they keep writing there. And I was, you know, having difficulties with the network. It's appeared that Brazil is out of the equation completely. Is that correct?
Oh boy, yeah, it's so sad. All the big boys are out.
I know.
You know.
So you know what? Cross the finger. The Belgium is gonna win. I think it's gonna take this World Cup.
So
that's from me. Yes. Okay. So
yeah,
now
it looks like it.
It looked like it. Yeah, they will actually. You know, that's the way I feel. Belgium is gonna take it this time. So now, Emmanuel, you have heard, you know, Gurkujo is, you know, talked, and you are aware of our topic today. So have you read the topic, or do you want me to go over again and read it for you?
I read it, but it's always good to hear from the horse's mouth.
No problem. So let me go ahead and just, you know, elaborate on that. So actually, the first question on the topic, it was, what role do peace grantors portray in regard to recent Khartoum declaration on South Sudan crisis? That's one. The second part of that topic, will political marriage between Dr. Riek Machar and President Kir last this time around? So these are the hot topic we are talking. And also, Emmanuel, you have heard that, you know, 2 hours ago, they were celebrating Khartoum, that they reached the conclusion of security arrangement. We will be elaborate about that. I'm going to ask you some question about that too. What come into it? Is the government is going to dissolve the national security? Is it guaranteed that we are not going to have a non-gunman targeting the people? Are we going to have freedom of expression, freedom of movement? All the above, you know, are going to be, you know, in our discussion today. But most time, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Well, Jongkor, thank you. Those questions are quite pertinent, and I will try level best to answer them. First of all, you know, when you sign any agreement, especially when it is a political agreement, similar to what we have in our country, so far we have the agreement on the on the outstanding issues of security arrangements. The grantor, the only person who can guarantee whether the agreement holds or not, it is none other than the parties that are signatory, that are parties that are signatory to that agreement. Because in contract, when you're implementing a contract, and as I'm speaking as a lawyer, the contract is actually between those who have signed it, who have committed. Okay.
I apologize. Continue, Emmanuel.
Yeah, no, that is fine. So what I was saying, basically, when you sign a legal contract, the the burden, of implementation rests with the parties that have signed it, not the witnesses. Witnesses, they come in terms of when there's a dispute. So in its entirety, it is we, the South Sudanese, who have signed, the security arrangement, and perhaps the issue of governance that is coming soon. I'm hearing people are going to Uganda to negotiate the issues, outstanding issues on governance. It is us, the Southern Sudanese, who will implement the document that has been signed. Yes, many are optimistic, and we want peace. I would like to make this from the outset. Nobody is against peace. Any peace agreement, genuine peace agreement that will bring stability and prosperity in our country is welcomed. What we don't want is a quick fixes. You get a quick agreement, and then sooner or later you have another J2. J1, second round of it, the dogfight that took place on the 8th of July, 2016. Having said that, yes, the agreement that has been signed, it looked good on the document, but I haven't had the privilege to talk to the team that is in Khartoum to give us, the background and the spirit of the discussion that took place.
Yes.
This will bring me to the issue of the agreement itself. What was signed today was not a protocol on the security arrangement, was rather an agreement on the outstanding issues of security arrangements. It talks about demilitarization of civilian centers. I don't know what civilian centers definition is. And they qualified that these civilian centers will include churches, schools. I'm trying to get the document here so that we could talk. Yeah, it says the civilian areas shall be immediately demilitarized. These include schools, service centers, occupied houses, IDP camps, protection of civilian sites, villages, churches, mosques, ritual centers, and the livelihood areas. Now, when we were discussing the issues of security arrangement back in Addis Ababa before the Khartoum round, we had 5 outstanding issues as the opposition. One of them was the time frame for the reintegration and the unification of the forces, approaching to the formulation of the national army. The second issue was the security for Juba during the transition. What we said as the opposition was that Juba need to be demilitarized, so that we avoid the occurrence of 2013 incident and also an 2016 incident. What we have now is demilitarization of civilian centers. So I just wondering whether civilian centers will include, does it mean towns or what has been specified in the document? So these are issues that need to be looked at. For the implementation of the agreement, you need to provide a safe environment, for the people to operate in. Juba is a capital city. Juba is our sitting room where we sit all of us and discuss, the country's issues. That place need to be neutral, need to be secure. So nobody feels intimidated to express their views, Now, if Juba is not demilitarized, you have, let's say, the army, you're dealing with it that they should be in the barracks. What about the national security of our call corps? Are they confined to the Blue House? What are you going to do with them? We know also we have the unknown gunmen. What's going to happen? Who's going to protect our civilians? from these unknown gunmen. So there are a lot of issues and a lot of questions that need to be answered in terms of the agreement that was signed today. But nevertheless, it could be a step towards confidence building. And as people say, the devil is in the details, and also the faithful implementation. Success of any agreement that will be signed will depend on what the psychic of President Salva Kiir is at this time. Is President Salva Kiir now genuinely want peace in South Sudan, and hence the implementation, faithful implementation in letter and spirit of the agreement? This is a question that needs to be answered, because if he's signing it under duress, or if he's signing it as a tactical fallback, not a strategic fallback, then we are in for another, unfortunately, round of violence. So we hope this will not be the case. The second issue also, if you look at it, and I'm not an advocate of Paul Malone movement, you could see also they have been left out in this agreement. So I think whether it is now or later, it will be important also to bring other voices, perhaps, that discontent, to bring them on board. So with that, we could have a comprehensive agreement in the country. We don't want the repeat of what happened during the CPA, where South was given what belongs to right of self-determination and hence leading separation. You had the Nuba Mountains and you had the Blue Nile areas and those of Darfur. The issues were not amicably resolved, and hence, it became a combusting ground for another rebellion in the country. So all these are issues that need to be looked at critically.
Okay, that's good. So, Mayol, I have same question that I did ask Kurukujo. I'm gonna go, through this question as well and get your perspective. But I wanted to start with the recent order that President Kiir, to National Legislative Assembly. I call it the order because actually that's not a fair and National Legislative Assembly, because for the last couple of days, they start, talk about extending the term of the president. Why does that happen while they are negotiating in Khartoum? So there are two things here I can read from this. In your opinion, why they are in peace process and then they are extending, the term of the president?
Yeah, I think, Jongkor, this is a good question. And to answer it, I'll look at it from two angles. There is a political dimension and there's a legal dimension of what you have just alluded to in terms of the parliament trying to extend its term. Legally speaking, according to Article 1(2) of the RCS, Chapter 1, it says that the term of the office and the executive of Tigano should have started, on the day when the agreement was signed, which is August 2015. So if you count 3 years, which is 36 months, the terms of the office itself would have expired on the 17th of February this year. So the 17th of February, the Tigano executive and legislature would have expired on the 17th of February, which is almost 5 months ago.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that is the legal framework, because the life of the government in Juba, which is the executive and legislature, emanates from the 2015 RCS agreement. And RCS is particularly set up the time frame, the timetable for the government, and its life expands. So the parliament has expired. So legally speaking, the parliament has no right to extend itself. Neither has it right to extend the terms of the executive. That is on the legal aspect, looking at the RCS and the relevant articles. For those who will be interested, let them look at Article 1.2 of Chapter 1 of RCS. It talks about the length of the period of it. Now, coming to the political nature of it. Salva Kiir, of course, tactically, they thought by saying, we're putting this into the parliament now, we'll pass the bill, it's up to you. And Niall has alluded to that before, Honorable Niall Deng, when we were back in Addis Ababa, he said, you know, opposition, if you continue dragging your feet and there's no agreement we sign in Addis here, we will go ahead and, form our government and extend the life of the government. I think that also is a tactic that they may want to use to put pressure on us. So, you know, we those among us in the opposition who are saliving for the power, they will come running to Juba, you know, that we don't want to be left out. The party has started, you know. The other issue, of course, it shows the psychic of the government. And this is a very serious issue. It shows that the government is not strategically looking at peace as a strategic option, but rather a tactical maneuver that they would like to, you know, first to avoid the sanctions that the UN Security Council is coming next week, they'll be deliberating upon. So by having an agreement, there'll be no need for the sanctions to go ahead.
Yes.
That's another thing. Secondly, also, they would like to avoid the legal loophole that is already existing regarding the legitimacy of the government itself in Juba. So they could agree on anything and sign quickly, you know, to neutralize all the calls. But when people go to Juba, they will drag their feet when it comes to the implementation, because a lot of details are not yet spelled out in the agreement. Agreement is only a framework, you know, for discussion, but its implementation later on, it is where the big problem comes in. So I think Kir is sending a message that he is not really for peace agreement that may shake his power base, but is really looking at the agreement from a tactical point of view rather than a strategical option.
Correct. Thank you. So also, Emmanuel, according to Khartoum Declaration, actually, Republic of Sudan must be compensated as a result of the war that took place in 2012. Why would that happen? While we have hundreds of thousands of South Sudanese have been killed since 2013, who is going to compensate those who died, you know, as a victim of war?
See, Jongkor, this debate, it is unfortunate, and you wonder how does our people debate? Are they debating this issue when they're sober, or there's something wrong, you know, when they're debating this? You know, before the independent, let me to educate our audience on a couple of issues.
Yes.
You know, when two countries separate, there was always an agreement of how to share the assets and the debts. Sudan debts, the whole Sudan, since 1956, their debts are almost 38 billion US dollars USD. The debts of Sudan was 38 billion at the time of separation, if I'm not wrong. Now, the assets of Sudan, both outside and inside, I think was valued roughly around 200 billion. Okay? So you have an assets of the Sudan for 200 billion. And you have a debt of 38 billion. Now, the question that was open for debate at the time was, how are we going to go about it? Khartoum proposed that you South Sudan, because you're separating, you know, you allow us to keep the assets of the Sudan. Okay? But in return, we will bear the responsibility of the debt. Are you with me?
Yes.
They will keep the asset, which is $200 billion, okay? Because we're supposed to share these assets. For example, السفارة البعثة الدائم بتاع السودان في الأمم المتحدة, okay? They own the premises, they own the embassies, they're indexed by the Safir, and you have also by the Sudan.
Yeah.
The same thing in London, the same thing in DC, the same thing in other places. So if we were to share the assets, we would have divided these embassies equally, you know, and perhaps if we did that time, the unfortunate situation where our embassies are finding themselves now being kicked out because of lack of rent, payment of the rents, will not have occurred. Nevertheless, our people, they were so euphoric and so stupid, I think, and naive. They said, okay, you take the assets, which is 200 billion, And if you agree to take $38 billion debt into had farm of a mushkila. But there was a catch. The catch was the joint government of the Sudan and South Sudan as an independent state will work together, to lobby the international community for the debt relief of the Sudan.
Yeah. Yes.
You see? They took all the assets and they're telling us that we should also campaign with them to relieve the debts. Now, out of a blue, because they're always emotional, and I told you before, and they get, euphoric. And within that euphoria, they said, Khartoum, because we're separating, we are happy to give you a check, a blank check of $3 billion. Because the separation of South Sudan has caused economic hardship in the north. So that hadiya lekum yani, and I remember many of our SPLM comrades were bragging that the $3 billion we are giving to Khartoum is one of the biggest bilateral donor that has ever been done in Africa, perhaps, or between countries, Now the question they did not ask themselves, when you reach that $3 billion, where are you going to get it from? They did not put in their mind that the oil prices, the barrel at that time was in $100 and something. They did not understand that the barrel, fluctuates. It goes up and it goes down depending on the demands and also supply in the market.
Yes.
The oil went down. So now we were paying almost petrol $40. So Sudan has to sell at loss. They had to pay the fees, they had to pay the refinery. Sudan end up taking almost $20 for out of 40.
25.
We ended up maybe, with $5 or $6, per barrel. So it is unfortunate. And this is also bring me to the issue that our people, when it comes to negotiation, Arif, the jack of all trades and master of none. We have a say in Juba that when you ask our leaders, they'll say, no, I know, engage, all this kind of thing. This attitude is not good because you're diplomats in the foreign ministry. These are your negotiators, these are your negotiators who are supposed to negotiate. Yeah. So basically, it is unfortunate that is going that way. I don't know how they came to agree to it, and I don't know whether they still have a lot of money to give. And I'm Arif, they're not paying their diplomats now and civil servants for almost 10 months, 11 months. So where's the money coming now from?
Yeah, actually, and then there is another aspect here. I think we talked about it last time. Sudan has subjected itself to crisis of South Sudan so bad. And we try to alert our people. No one is anti-peace, but peace has to be genuine. Is Sudan really trustworthy in this particular situation? Because I do see that they want more oil to be drilled and they need their troops to be in South Sudan in order to protect the oil. Why is that? As long as we have genuine peace and we are going to be fair with our brothers, all the, IO, the other oppositions, why do we have to bring foreign troops to come and protect our oil? What is behind here? Does that fall on what we have said Sudan is not trustworthy to involve the issue of South Sudan?
Jongkor, South Sudan, unfortunately, we have a very weak government, weak institutions that would have been tasked with the national duties of protecting the national interests of the country. Our neighbors have been benefiting a lot from our country, not only Sudan, even our southern and eastern neighbors, they have benefited a lot. A lot of teak and mahogany in Western Equatoria are being shipped on daily basis to other countries to be sold. These are the properties and wealth of our country being looted. There are some countries now in East Africa, they don't have even gold mining, they don't have gold mines, but now they are the one that are one of the largest East African countries that export gold. Where is it coming from? It's coming from Kuwait, it's coming from Eastern Equatoria, and so forth. So our country is being ripped off because there's nobody monitoring. Sudan is an open place for those who want to satisfy their thirst. Now, coming to Khartoum, you know, أنا في رأيي العلاقات بين الجنوب وشمال السودان أو مع السودان ده علاقات منذ الأزل, you know, in terms of التدخلات بين الناس, you know, رغم المرارات اللي كانت يعني من زمن الأتراك والأنصار زمن المهدية وما بعده, especially those of us who live in northern part of South Sudan, seeing all the atrocities. But Sudan and South Sudan borders is 2,000 kilometers. It's the biggest border between any given country within within Africa continent, the African continent. Is the longest. The population يعني في مناطق الالتماس السكان بين الدولتين is almost أكثر من 10 مليون نسمة. فتلقائيا انت ما بتقدر تجيب الاستقرار في الدولتين الا يكون في تقارب وفي قاسم مشترك, خاصة في الناحية الاقتصادية بين الدولتين. لكن لازم يكون على الأسس on equal basis. شفتها؟ يعني ما يكون زي علاقة الحمار وسيد الحمار. شفتها؟ يعني it's one way, one traffic relations. It has to be on both way side. Khartoum, of course, has its interests, you know, and all the countries in the world have their own interests. Khartoum is an open secret. They're in a dire economic needs in terms of their economy is not doing well. They need oil and urging them into their economy so they could get the necessary cash that they require. But we also, in South Sudan, we must also see what interest is there for us, you know. Once we sign agreement with Khartoum, especially oil exploitation, you know, we need to know, we have to put verification mechanism. If Khartoum is coming and it is the engineers drilling, we need to know how much barrel they're drilling a day, you know, what are they taking, you know, and so forth. All these need meticulous follow-up. Stop exploiting you unless you yourself, Jongkor, has to say, I don't want to be exploited by anybody, okay? Then nobody will exploit you. But if you're not willing to stand on your feet, to tell people, look, you know, I'm big enough, I'm responsible, I cannot be exploited. People will continue exploiting you, you know. So Khartoum has its interests, and it's an open secret to all of us. Khartoum has interests, and we need to know also what is our interest, because we are landlocked. We need a place where our oil will pass, but we need a contract that is fair to us. Trump, as you know now, is going to almost protectionist policy in the U.S., you know, protecting the U.S. market, you know, at a greater cost. Even it means, you know, disagreeing with NATO and disagreeing with allies like Germany and China, you know, but this is for the U.S. interest. So there's a time where you have to, yes.
John, our people see here.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have paid enough to Khartoum since independence of South Sudan. You know, the cooperation agreement, and there's something called transition, financial transition, whatever, you know. South Sudan, up to date, paid $3.4 billion to Sudan, okay? And the total of pipeline, you know, to be built, it cost $5 billion when Chinese built it. Don't you see that we have paid enough for that pipeline, that we become, you know, part of that pipeline, we own it, and yet our people are still signing other agreement after agreement, you know, just to give an easy going for Sudan.
We have paid, indeed, we have paid more than what is due to pay. That is one. Secondly, also, let us not cry foul, as I said earlier in my introduction. When the assets of Sudan was supposed to be divided, we let it go to Sudan. What are the assets? They are oil field, come on, my assets. Refineries, my assets, mush?
Yes.
Hajat del Kulla is the assets. That is Sikahadid, those are assets, you know. That would have agreed, you know, to divide them amicably, and that would have helped us financially, you know, to some extent, you know. Yes, we've been exploited a lot, but as I said, we can stop crying being exploited. We cannot cry over spilled milk. The only thing that we need to do is to stop it. By us saying Ajama is enough is enough. These are our terms. You take it or leave it. Okay? But the problem is we have a government that is weak. Okay? We have a country now that is fragmented, you know. is involved in an infernal civil war, you know. So our country is weak. Do we really have a viable state? Sometimes I believe that South Sudan is just a geographical fiction, you know. But as a state, and Kir talks about sovereignty and legitimacy, it's not there. You know, even our airspace, by the way, who controls it? It's Sudan, you know. So what do we have in terms of sovereignty? You know, when are we going to tell these people we don't want to be exploited? You know, Kir now as a president, you will have some countries, neighboring presidents visiting Juba, telling Kir what to do. I mean, come on, where does this happen on earth? You know, our people need to stand up and say enough is enough. You know, what are we leaving for the generations to come? Oil, by the way, Jongkor, is not renewable. It's not renewable.
Yeah, it's
yeah, Lointa, what have you done for your generations to come? Yeah, majunubu haikun zeu dola tani al-faghira fi Africa. You know, why are we doing this? You know, so these are legitimate questions that our leaders need to address. Okay, these questions need proper nationalism. We're not being fanatics. We're not being extremists. We're saying literally that our Jama, let us not be exploited. Okay, we need to put mechanisms in place that will serve our national interests. Otherwise, any Tom and Jack and Harry will come and exploit our country and take our resources.
Okay.
So I agree with you. We have paid our dues. You know, even the question could have been asked: why is North Sudan not paying, you know, for reparation? You know, how many South Sudanese have died? You know, have died since 1955 to 72. Did they pay us pennies? What about the properties that were destroyed? What about the 17-year war? Who is paying for us? What about the martyrs that our people, you know, gave? Are they being compensated? You know, and then you go and you say, well, you know, anabudikum 3 billion out of Mazaki there. What is this? You know, this is completely responsibility and betrayal of our people.
Yes. So, Emmanuel, keeping going on, I have 2 more questions here to go. I know that NDM is a part of what's going on in Khartoum. So, what's going on with the security arrangement? Does NDM in full support of what the deal that's taking place right now in Khartoum, particularly? Because I've seen that Dr. Lamakol has signed. I saw his signature tonight. You know.
Well, yeah, I think NDM has signed. I mean, the leader of NDM, Bitolam, has signed the security arrangement, which I take it is now the official position of the National Democratic Movement. I'm yet, you know, as a member, to be brief in detail as to what really took place. But that's what happened. Agreement has been signed. It has become a de facto. Yes, NDM is part of the agreement. And of course, once you append your signature to agreement, you abide by the spirit and the letter of its implementation.
Correct. All right. So my other question here. For the last couple of months, we have seen President Kiir has been moving around and around. There's a lot of pressure coming in from the international community, from the region. The term is over, you know, for, you know, techno government. And all of a sudden, there's a news that Kiir actually is the one that went in and recalled Machar to be released from confinement in South Africa. So now, we do realize that the regime in Juba and SPLA-IO, they are trying to utilize Khartoum Declaration as a way to salvage their future. Is that how you see it as well?
No, I mean, of course, the, you know, the coming of Riek all the way to Ethiopia first, and what they call face-to-face, you know, the face-to-face meeting was not actually procedurally part of the IGAD negotiations. As I told you, I think on this August forum before, that all of us were surprised when the mediators, facilitators, called for Riek and Salva to meet face-to-face, and they call it the handshake, you know. So we're wondering what the heck is going on. You know, what is this so-called handshake? You know, is there any deals that have been done secretly? Of course, Kiir government through Michael Mukwei, and also Kiir, I think, in his meeting with the Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy, you know, he said that he doesn't want to work with Riek anymore. You know, and Mokwe said, yes, we're happy for peace, but we want IO to nominate somebody apart from Riek. This was the initial meeting in Addis. Now, when people came to Khartoum, the tone has changed. You know, we haven't heard Mokwe shouting whether he wants to work with Riek or not. He's been all quiet about it. And it seems they have been preoccupied with the security arrangement. We don't know when the governance discussion of the governance comes in, whether Mokwe will also say, no, we still have the same position, maintaining it. But my analysis is as follows, Jongkor. First, it's not coincident for the security arrangement to have been brought to Khartoum. I think the reasoning behind it was to have pressure, on all the both parties, because Khartoum has the leverage. Khartoum can decide today to support the opposition with all the equipment that is necessary, and that will also affect a change in Juba. Or if the opposition also refuse, Khartoum can also have a joint, operational security arrangement with Juba, and they will destroy the opposition. So it seems Khartoum was a right place, to put pressure on both sides to sign the security arrangement. Now, interestingly, and we're hearing it as a rumor, we don't know whether it is true, that the talks on the governance is being taken to Kampala, to Uganda, under Museveni. Okay, we know very well that Kir has already expressed discontent that he doesn't want Riek to work with. But of course, if it's taken to Museveni, Museveni may also say, hey, Kir, listen, my friend, you better accept this guy to come and work for you for the sake of peace, or also I will have a second thought of supporting you. This could be another pressure, But the danger of this, Jongkor, is you are telling the agreement around two people, which is Riek and Kir. Okay? The crisis in 2013 was because of these two gentlemen. Okay? Yes. They could not work together within the SPLM party. Okay? They signed an agreement in 2015 and people were euphoric. 2016, before the ink dried, okay, another fight. Riek escaping Juba again to Congo. Yes. So people are asking, what has changed this time? What will prevent Riek and Kir fighting again in Juba? What is there, to prevent them? And any peace agreement, as I said, if it is imposed on people under duress, okay, there's a likelihood that it will unravel. Definitely. There's no doubt about it. If Kir is looking from a tactical aspect, not strategical, he will tactically sign and let the storm pass. He will get another couple of 3 years endorsement as a president, incumbent president, as IGAD is trying to do. Then after he fights again, Riek goes out and continue fighting again for another 3 years or 4 years. Kir would have finished his terms. And then again another fight. Then at this time also, if he's still there, he asks for another more 3 years. So he will be ruling South Sudan for almost 20 years at the interim basis as a transitional government.
Exactly.
So these are political intrigues, that are there, and I hope our people are reading it correctly. And this is why we're saying, we want a genuine peace that will bring stability in our country. Earlier, before you ask another question, you asked our brother Moses on issue of federalism, which I felt was a very important question, and we need to really address it accurately. Federalism, the intention behind federal system, especially in our country, leave alone the theoretical and the philosophical aspect of the doctrine of sovereignty, of federalism. We wanted a federalism where our states, are given power. They are given economical powers. Yes. It's not a matter of Juba sending money to Walaya fi Jungule wala fi Wen. But we are saying, if, for example, you in Upper Nile state, you produce oil and so forth. Yeah. Oil, of course, is a national wealth. But any other economical activities generated within the state, okay, should remain in the state with a small percentage that should be taken to Juba. Because why do you need money in Juba anyway? Okay, and in Juba, you will have the sovereign, what we call the sovereign ministries. Was that the Difa, was that Al-Khari, was that Al-Ukhra? Okay, For Inter, for Juba, you will only be giving Juba Gurush to pay the salaries with the civil servants, okay? And also Gurush maybe with running the administration of Juba. Correct. But the real power and the real money should remain in the states.
In the rural area,
okay?
Where the population
Instead also, yes, where the population are. When the Torjon talks about taking towns to the villages, he didn't mean having too many federal states. Okay, what he meant basically is taking the services that you have in towns to the villages. You know, so if an Upper Nile or whatever state you take, keep the wealth within his territories. Okay, it injects the money to the education, to health, to any other social services. Okay, you will have development taking place. You know, and you will also limit the access of corruption, because when you're sending too much money to Juba, they will loot. You know, they will loot the money. You know, so federalism is actually a devolution of powers, especially the economical powers that we want to go. Also, you talked about the law earlier. You know, of course, in the United States, where you stay, you know, where you live, you know very well that from a state to a state, they have their own separate police force. And they even have their own legal system. If I sit for New York bar exams today and I pass,
not only the state, the city. The cities within the state, they have their own police, and then you have a state police patrol. So it's really the power are being given to the people, really to the people.
Yes. So that is one. The second is also the judicial system. You know, every state in the right to make his own laws. You know, if you pass the New York bar exam, you cannot practice in California. You know, California has its own bar exam system. You have to sit there. But what is important, and this needs to be understood by our people, federalism and devolution of powers does not limit the movement of people. You know, let's say if I go and I live in Maryland, okay, Maryland has a certain criteria of when you will get the identity card or the ID card for the state. Okay, for example, they will tell you you have to stay in the state for 2 years, okay, with a verified address. Okay? 30 Once days. You stay there for 30 days, I mean, mostly, depending on any state. Some in Maryland is 2 years. Okay, then they will give you the ID for the state. Now, with that ID, you have the right to vote within the state. So, if let's say I'm from Upper Nile and I want to go to, let's say, Rumbegi State or whatever, okay, as I live there, they have their laws. After that, I'll get my Rumbeg citizen, ID card, and I have the right, you know, as a South Sudanese to participate freely in any democratic process that is taking place. This is the true federalism we are talking about, you know, in our country. If it's done that way, it will help, you know. Also, if you look at our families, you know, Khartoum, for example, كنت في خرطوم يعني كان في هجرة عكسية. أبناء الريف كلهم بيجوا خرطوم. أوكي؟ أبناء الريف بيجوا خرطوم ما برجعوا. لأن الخرطوم يا فوق مدارس كويسة، فوق المستشفيات، وفوق الفرص للعمل. أوكي؟ فعندك الهجرة العكسية الغرة بقى فاضي. اوكي فنحن we don't want this. نحن بنقول بانه في كل الولايات اوكي تديهم سيرفيسز شفتها عشان ما يكون في هجره عكسيه. اوكي لانه للناس في الغرة اديتهم المستشفيات وتعليم وكل شيء. اوكي هم هيقعدوا في محلاتهم ما في داعي يجوا خرطوم يجوا جوبا يعملوا زحمه. يكون سينا انت لو قاعد في جوبا وشغال اوكي اهله كله بيجوا لو جاي من اويل بيجوا كله بيكونوا بيت جونكور. اوكي هيكون 30 نفر في بيتك فانت هتاكلهم وين؟ لو انت في حكومه انت هتبقى حرامي تسرق مش to feed them. Sorry, you know, يبقى حرامي to feed them. So what we saying, we need to really stop this. Okay, ما دام نعمل هجره عكسيه حالنا كله يجوا جوبا عشان شغل ولا عشان اكل. You provide for them in their localities. They will stay there. They will not come. You know, this is what we meant by federalism. You know.
Well, Emmanuel,
and this is what the NDM is advocating for. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on today. I don't have more questions to ask you, but I can give you the last word before I let you go. So, the last word.
Well, the last word I would like to say is this: with these developments that are happening in terms of the security arrangements, outstanding issues being signed, there's a likelihood that also the outstanding issues on the governance will be also overcome, and they're also surmountable. So what is required is, as Brother Moses said earlier and others have spoken, is that the true peace will not come from IGAD or from Troika. The true peace will come from within us as South Sudanese, and therefore we need to ask ourselves that, look, what do we need now for the future of our country? We have fought long enough. We have destroyed the country. Our dreams are almost dying. So let us forgive ourselves and try, to implement this peace now with goodwill. Even our brothers in government, we're telling them now, if the peace is there, please let us hold hands together and implement the peace agreement in spirit and in letter. Because any hiccup again, in a fight again in South Sudan, this time the international community will take over our country. And that will not be the interest for the future generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you for coming on to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. Tukunta Mana, I'm in London. So
thank you, Jongkor.
Go ahead here and see who are next. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Dear brothers and sisters, here you have Emmanuel Ajawin, from NDM, was speaking live from London. So let me go ahead and see if our next guest is available. If it's not available at the moment, I will go for, more people. They can have their opinion, and then we move on. Okay. Let me see here what happened here. Okay. Look like the volume is not on. I apologize for that. So let me see here. So I'm looking. So Jongkor is not here yet. I already have my two guests. They have spoken. So now Jongkor is not here, guys. Just go ahead and send me your request. And let me go ahead and see. I need women to participate seriously today, because there's been a man dominant all the time, but this is the time for you to speak up as well. You are the majority of the country. So, let's go ahead and send me your request. So I'm calling you right now. Go ahead and answer that call. Hopefully the internet will cooperate wherever you are sitting in your location, so we can have this interaction together. I know we have been affected by the network and by the World Cup today as well. The big game was down there between Brazil and Belgium, which is end up Belgium winning the game. It's good. Cross the finger, they can win the World Cup, inshallah. So, let me go ahead and see here who's next. Okay. Go ahead, Ajama, request. Send in your. All right. Alan was Dr. Mayol. It's good to see you.
Yes.
So.
Good to see you, brother.
You too. So welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan.
Thank you for inviting me, and thanks for.
And you have heard.
Yes.
Every.
You know, Alela.
Go ahead.
Alela, أنا لبست جلابية بتاعي. لبست جلابية لأنه نحن راجعين الخرطوم.
Seriously?
This is what is happening.
Okay. Go ahead, Fadal, Dr. Mayol.
كل زول يطلع جلابية بتاعه والمرأة يطلع التوب بتاعته وخلاص نسلم أنفسنا للخرطوم. لأنه بقى ما في أمل. You know, our political parties, الناس اللي في opposition والناس اللي في government, they are all cornered by Khartoum interests. المعارضين لو قالوا لا لبشير ما بيكون عندهم محل تاني عشان يشاكلوا فيه. Their bases are in the north, and if the bases in the north are taken away from them, then they are automatically crushed. The same thing for Salva Kiir. If Khartoum supports the opposition, he's going to be crushed. So now Khartoum is the one winning. That is why I'm wearing my jalabia.
Yeah, I see that point.
I'm just being sarcastic.
Yeah, no problem. So looking back, going to the topic, and have you read actually our topic? I want you to give me your insight on the topic of today. We talk about the role of grantors.
You know, I read.
What are the role of grantors on the crisis of South Sudan, giving the reason Khartoum Declaration? That's one. Also, the political merit between Dr. Riek Machar and President Salva Kiir, which is some people that
wouldn't last for
taken, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to give me your insight.
Concerning, you know, I would say the political marriage between Salva Kiir Mayardit and Dr. Riek Machar is not going to be lasting too long. It's actually a short-lived marriage that will end up in divorce as soon as they go to J1. We all know what is going to happen. Even before this, I was watching SSTV. There is a general speaking on the behalf of the Sudan People Liberation Army. He said, please be prepared. Riek Machar is coming, but he's coming for destruction. So he wants the SPLA to be ready, such that when Riek Machar comes, they will have to play their roles like what happened in 2016. So we know, as we speak, people in Juba, they are jubilating that Riek Machar is going to go back to Juba, and automatically the term of President Salva Kiir will be extended. After it is extended, he is going to violate the peace agreement, and then he will end up having to serve another 3 years. So the nafs al-mawal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so to all your viewers, you know, I've listened to a couple of the speakers. Sorry, I was on and off because I have some other obligations, but I've seen the first speaker, very articulate young man from Fertit. He was very courageous, stating his own point of view in eloquent way, in the way that is convincing to most of us as intellectuals. And if people can talk like that, I think there will be peace and healing in our country. Despite the fact that there are some few points that I disagree with him. Like when he said, you know, he was raged. He was raged by the fact that Matianganyor went to Wau and killed his relatives. That is what he says before, if I might be correct. We all know Matianganyor was trained in northern Barkazal. Yes, that's true. It was actually upon instruction of President Salva Kiir Mayardit that Matianganyor was trained in northern Barkazal. It was drawn from all regions of northern Barkazal, not Awil only. It was from Awil, from Tony, from Gogrial, from Rumbek, from Wau, you know, all the regions of greater Barkazal. That was a 10,000 strong force. It was called for by the president to curve off the Arabs' aspiration to conquer South Sudan during Pantau or Hajlich war. President Salva Kiir has made an order. I don't know if you guys in diaspora have seen it. I was in South Sudan. He said that every region, every state in South Sudan has to contribute 10,000 forces. I mean, 5,000 forces. That will make it 50,000. But General Paul Malone contributed with the rest of the Bar Ghazal leaders 10,000 forces. These forces went directly from their training bases to Juba and then to Upper Nile. They did not commit any atrocities in Bar Ghazal region. So let me correct that one for my brother. So whoever told him that Matianganyor has done that is wrong. And let us say, for the sake of argument, that Matianganyor has done that. You know, him being from Partit, I know in in late 80s, when I was in South Sudan, many Dinkas were killed by Fertit. It did not make me or any son of the region to be bitter and go against other tribes. The elements that did these atrocities, we consider them as outlaws. We consider them as outlaws. They are not speaking for any tribe. These are people that have been, instigated to kill their brothers. And in fact, we have to tell them that what they are doing is wrong. And actually, the best way to do it is from us, from the same area, me telling the Dinka that what you are doing is wrong, and him telling the Fertit that what they are doing is wrong. So this is just a little glimpse to what he was saying, and I don't want to prolong my talk about that.
Yes,
but would like to get the piece of the topic with you.
Thank you. So, Dr. Mayol, I have a question here before I let you go. You have heard, that General Paul Malone is out of equation completely. It's not part of negotiation that's taking place right now in Khartoum or in Addis or in Uganda going to be. So, and actually that's a clear indication from the President Salva Kiir that we have used you like a tobacco. You have done what we asked you to do, but at the same time we have dumped you. And now the UN, the American, the Chinese, they don't like you. Nobody like you. So now, by rebuilding, you rebel. It's not going to save you anything. It's not going to help you anything. You have to pack your luggage from Nairobi and head back to Juba. Is that what the regime want to tell Paul Malone?
I really doubt that. If there is a person that Salva Kiir is afraid of, it is not Riek Machar, it's Paul Malone Awan. Simply because Paul Malone was the one that put him in power in 2013. Mm-hmm. If it was not Paul Malone, there would be no Salva Kiir right now. I have heard, and these are not confirmed news, but just before I talked to you here, I was actually with people that are affiliated with Paul Malone from Mujlat and Meram. I will not mention the names for their own security reasons, but I spoke to them because I wanted to confirm the same allegation that you said. Is Paul Malone being ousted from the peace negotiations? It is not true. Paul Malone has not been, and there might be a possibility that he will meet with Riek Machar in a short-coming while to make some sort of strategy, because now they are opposition. Mm-hmm. So this is what is down on the ground. I can assure you, and I swear to God, I just finished talking with people in Meram, and I think some of them might be listening right now. So if Paul Malone is in Meram, it means that Bashir has not kicked him out completely. Otherwise, he will not be there. Not Paul Malone physically, but his forces. So what I want to emphasize here is, the deals of changing partners in peace. One time it will be Paul Malone, the next time it will be Riek Machar, the next time it will be Pagana Amom. These tactics of President Salva Kiir Mayardit should be put to an end by all opposition parties allying together, saying, we are fighting for the common cause. Yes, they were enemies of yesterday, but they say an enemy of your enemy is your friend. So I think now Paul Malone and Riek Machar and Pagana Amom should be friends to team up about what Salva is going to tell them. That way they can actually bring durable peace. I'm so afraid, and I'm saying this as a concerned citizen of Madinawil, that if President Salva Kiir make miscalculations, we might see some war going on in northern Bahr el Ghazal in the next few days. Because when Paul Malone has nothing to lose, when he has nothing to lose, trust me, it will be a dogfight. And we don't want that to happen. I'm not a supporter of Paul Malone, but this is what I can read. Yeah. Talking to the man and talking to his allies. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Dr. Mayol, thank you so much for coming on today and being part of this conversation concerned citizens of South Sudan. I want to give you last word before you go, because I have more people lining up. I want to bring them in and hear their perspective as well. Last word for you, Dr. Mayol.
My last word is, let us not prematurely celebrate. I know there are a lot of people that are celebrating that peace is coming. When the peace that is coming is worse than the current status quo, you have to hold on. Wait a little bit, be patient. Our people have suffered enough, and we don't want them to suffer more by signing a peace agreement that is not going to do them any good. What is happening in Khartoum is the mere interest of Khartoum regime with some political entities that are not going to bring sustainable peace to our nation. So let us not jump in and say, oh, salam kalas jaf junub. I'm sure the gut feeling of everyone that is listening right now, it's not me alone. I know all of you. You know what is happening in Khartoum is not a genuine peace. It is the mere interest of the Northern Sudan against South, division of South Sudan into 3 regions like Nimeri did in 1983. And this is what has caused disunity among Sudanese. Are we going to allow Jalaba to do that again? Well, if you are convinced, go for it. But for me, I'm not totally convinced, and I wish that things will turn around. Maybe the peace will be taken back to, East Africa, like Nairobi, where they will sign the final declaration for the peace agreement that is going on. Thank you so much, and thanks for your views, Jongkor. And I really commend you for conducting this on issues that matter to our country. And I came on. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. I will really thank you for coming on today and being part of this. So let me go ahead and see. All right, please, guys, send me your request so I can bring you in. It's the time for you to make your voice can be heard. So please don't hesitate. So let me go ahead here and see who's next here. I need women. I call you Ayak at the moment. Please don't deny that perspective as well. Okay? And then we move forward. Ayak is not here yet. When Ayak comes, we're going to bring him on. So I'm calling you right now, Ayak. Leon, answer that. Answer the call. If you are not in the place that network is working, it's okay. We can move ahead with other people. But meanwhile, it's adding right now. Go ahead and answer that. Yeah, Tongjang, you need to send in your request as well. Everyone send in your request. So it looked like Ayak is not answering, or something wrong with her network. Okay, it's connecting. It's connecting. Why are you so dark like that? People want to see you where you are.
I'm at the mechanic, actually. So
what is that?
15 minutes.
Oh, 15 minutes? So you want to be brought back then?
Yes, please. Give me 15 minutes because I'm at the mechanic right now.
No problem. We can let you go and then you can come back later. So let me see here who requested. Oh, okay, good. It's your turn now. Good, go ahead and answer that.
Yeah, Kamar Jongkor.
Ahlan Bek, good. Welcome to Khartoum,
And
Citizen of South Sudan. It's long time. It's good to see
you
you.
wrote it. I know, but you decided not to call me. That what happened. I almost, and then
No. I call you for sure. Why not?
I brought and you wrote almost connected.
No, Mafi Haj Bekhnegak. Inter, you read the topic, you have seen what's going on. I have the two brothers spoken, Kirkujo spoke, and also Emmanuel Ajawin has spoke. So now it's your turn. I want you to give me your insight from our topic, and I can go for a few more questions if necessarily. The floor is yours. A good win.
Well, Kamar Jongkor, thank you so much for inviting me. This is actually almost a month. You haven't called me your shows because you thought that this guy is maybe he's a new terror somewhere in South Sudan.
Stop whining. Stop whining. You want me to sing you the song of Beyonce? Go ahead.
No. Anyway, I want to say to your audience, I want to say, hello to all of you and to your show, Kamar Jongkor. You have done a very excellent show. I listened to, to our Nasib Butana Butal for Tipta. Wow, I listened to him, Zol Butal for Nas. I like some of his statements. They were very good. I can agree with the rest, but he was good. I like what he said. Also, alaq al-mashi qabl Dr. Mayunda, also Emmanuel. He spoken very well. He analyzed everything very good. I like that. Dr. Mayun,
good.
I don't want to condone. I don't want to condone kalam Dr. Mayun. Gulgal Malong is in Merem brother. Malong, Mariang Machar, and Khair, if they are united, they cannot defeat the mighty arm of South Sudan. That I just want to say that because we believe in South Sudan future. No matter nowhere you go to America, Britannia, Egypt, you still cannot defeat us. We're still very powerful. The South Sudan has very strong forces. They will deter any threat. Yeah, Jongkor, I agree with you. Salam fil Khartoum, salam. Anything that is negotiated in Khartoum is not a peace. And like Emmanuel, kalam peak ways, the way he said it exactly, Khartoum isn't making no peace. Khartoum need money, and Khartoum also has seen an opportunity because الحركة الشعبية نفسها قاعد يشاكل مع بعضها. الحركة الشعبية ذاتها ما قادر يصل نفسها. The SPLM party is supposed to unite. It's supposed to unite under all these conditions. It doesn't matter how difficult the situation might be. People, they have to unite when their common purpose, are on the line. Now they are dealing with Zol al-Insan, the person who sponsored terrorists. And Al-Salam Mashi Jabi Khartoum, Bashir Mashi Gaballo Zol Bugulu Joseph Kony, he arrested the guy. You can hand it to ICC. Bashir arrested 3 guys from Egypt, Iram Tel Mosul. What Bashir is doing, Bashir is making business. Bashir is speeding, signing some papers. Bashir want to sign off, Ijlik, Famto, because he want to use it as a signature so that he can be able to use this. Oh, you know what? This place belong to me. While the Junubin Gani Shagal Mabab. Yeah, brother Jongkor, and I talked 2 years ago, and I'm sure you are very bitter about Khartoum. And I like that, by the way, when you feel that, I see, this brother, even though we don't agree in a lot of things, he's the right guy, he has a heart. So he has a heart, man. I like that. So, Mabi Salam Yaku, Salam Khartoum Mafi. كمان الأقل إيمانويل قال يا أخي Go ahead.
I'm not just bitter about Khartoum, but I'm bitter about my country. I don't want our people to be fooled. They've been fooled for so long. Al-Bashir have fooled people. And actually, I don't blame Bashir. I blame them. They know Bashir actually is doing wrong thing, But because of their own interests, that's why they get fooled. But guess what? How many times I sing that song? You know, the Bob Marley song, Almighty God is living man. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So all the time, they've been fooled over and over and over again. And this thing is not going to take us anywhere.
Yes.
And that's why we said we need a genuine peace. We need genuine peace. Peace that our people that are not going to shoot themselves again. Peace that we are going to have prosperity, we are going to have justice and liberty. And that's why I was asking a couple of questions to our brothers. Is national security is going to be dissolved? Is the non-government is going to stop? Is the freedom of expression going to be there? All these questions, if you have an answer for it, and then you can start saying that, yes, we have a genuine peace. And if we don't, why do we have to, to deceive ourselves, and later we're going to go back, to the same problem? So go ahead, my brother. I'll give you the last word before I let you go, because I have deadline here.
المسألة شنو يا جونكور أخونا إيمانويل قال شنو قال الجماعة دول قالوا كنجج نجكو الناس بيقولوا قال نجكو ومين وايتشور قال أمينين ويقول أطرشان قال brother الجماعة دول they supposed to understand how بيقولوا National Islamic Front and NCP يعني جزء من الأخوان المسلمين since they've been established in 1928. These people, they have a mission to achieve, and they are not playing. They want to achieve anything. They can beat us like whatever they wanted. So الحركة الشعبية الموجودة حاليا الحاكمة في جنوب السودان, they let them make peace, but let them not rely on the peace of Khartoum. The Khartoum is not making no peace. Khartoum is making some benefit. Khartoum has a lot of leverages. Khartoum have seen some weaknesses. So there is salam, lakin ma salam ta Khartoum da. And in fact, I want to agree with Khudna, Loshi. She said something 2 days ago that maybe this peace of Khartoum will unite us, because we will see that Khartoum is doing something sneaky. Khartoum want to decapitate, as PLM party, Gita Shimal. And that is called the red line. Is impossible. We believe that Yusuf Kumat Liajali Shab Nuba. Blue Nile. These people, we cannot accept Khartoum to decapitate them. We will make sure that we stand with them until the SPLM party future destiny is achieved. The new Sudan will forever if rebel one day, So, alakum na mawjud jubada wal maradin dol into ya nas kada anzuru le shaba jinubi, into الواحد لاجل الوطن, لكن ما نشتغل مع بعض ولا دول كبير وراكم بعد شيء بيشيلكم كلكم مع بعض. So yeah brother, وانا بتاع كويس كده يجيب الناس تانيين عشان وانا اللي قدام, لكن كلام بتاع كل مليون ما there's no threat في برغزال. ملون ورياض مشار وخيرهم, they will never defeat SPL party. حركة الحكومة جنوب السودان حكومة موجود والشعب موجود ونقول موجودين, لكن let's unite together for the common goal and the prosperity of our nation. We can stand together and we can fall together. But if we are dividing, Al Khartoum be a kulum in harvest. As a Gana Chukbul Gania Gulbala, they're eating bala, they're happy. So my brother Jongkor, thank you so much for inviting, and invite the next person.
Thank you. Thank you, Agwat. Thank you for your perspective as well. You have a wonderful day. Take care of that little girl there. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and see you on my list. Then Kalambita Agwat was very clear. Kanwade, I know. We have to read. So let me go ahead and see here. Yeah, Lily, go ahead and send that request. Go ahead and send that request, Lily. I see that Amel requested. I'm going to go ahead and call Amel in. I call you Lily. Hello.
Hello, okay, brother.
Amel Abun, good to see you.
Good to thank you. Thank you for welcoming me today.
No problem.
I said, Southern Sudanese men, they make the politics like to be for men only. No women allowed on the show.
I always try to call you men, but you don't.
I always see men. I always see men on your show. You need to be fair, Don't always
Yeah.
bring men. Women can have an idea too. So
I'll
let
make a
me
note of
introduce
that, of
myself.
course. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Mhm.
Okay. My name is Mayol. I am from Kuj Democratic Majority Party. I know many people say we don't recognize that party because it's not registered, but I believe most of 25 party outside of Southern Sudan is not registered either. So we have to accept that. Sorry,
Go
my
ahead.
kids. I gotta tell them to go. Go to a show. Go to a show, baby. Go to a show. Yeah, sorry, my kids interrupt me. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I just want to add a little bit of my view for the peace in Khartoum.
Go ahead.
I want to tell them, let not dance yet. There is no peace coming from our former enemy, Bashir. Even though our leader forget what have Bashir done to us and is still doing, we children of Southern Sudan, we did not forget. Who is Bashir to bring us a peace in this time, in this tough time now?
I'll bring you in, Lily. Go ahead.
Bashir is not the right man for us to bring a peace for us. We Southern Sudanese will bring peace to ourselves. When we say that we are tired of Kir and we are tired of Riek, those people are not the only son of Southern Sudan. There are many that can take us and that can lead us in peace. So when peace will be done inside of Southern Sudan, not in Kenya or not in Uganda or not in Khartoum. It's totally, obvious. That's my opinion. As a Kuj Democratic Party, we are saying that peace will be done inside Southern Sudan, not outside of the country. When we also said that we all kill ourselves, let's not point a finger on Pacific people and say those people did this to us and those people did this to us. We have to believe that we all kill ourselves and we have to forgive ourselves as a South Sudanese. But let's not forgive our leader who are misleading us, who are sending us to tell us go kill this and go kill this and leave this. I believe Matianganyor, they don't know what are they fighting for. The same white army, they don't know what are they fighting for. If you ask them, they will say, we are fighting because Dinka and Nuer, and this is totally nonsense. It is totally wrong. Riek Machar did not send them and tell them go and fight because you are fighting because you are Nuer, killing Dinka, and we need Nuer nation. This is totally wrong. I don't know whoever said that. It is wrong to them, and they are destroying the image of Riek. The same to Kir. I don't think Kir tell them, go fight on behalf of Dinka. That's where they mess up our name, Dinka name and Nuer name.
Kir want them to fight on his behalf.
On his behalf, that's on their own interest. Riek interest and Kir interest. We do not, we can't say say they are fighting on behalf of Dinka. Me as a Dinka girl, I don't have any problem with any Nuer here. No Nuer can say, I have a problem with you. Also, Nuer as a tribe, nobody will say I have a problem with the mill. I don't think so. That's totally wrong. Peace will come, yeah, brother Jongkor, when we say not to react and not to kill, and they must go. That's when peace will come. Let's not lie to ourselves. And also not react and kill only. Whoever has a blood in their hand, has a blood of citizen in their hand. Let's tell the truth. The problem here in Southern Sudan, because we don't put nobody in jail. We don't jail people. If we put them in jail and say you done wrong, tomorrow nobody will say that. Because we don't have justice. We don't have accountability in Southern Sudan. We circled all the same faces and come and support them and say those are our leader. What should we do with them? They are our leader. Who's leader? Leader is human being, just like you and other people under this video. They are leaders. Leaders are human beings. They're not coming from the heaven. They are here with us on this Facebook. They are here with us. They are leaders. Even though some people call our party the Facebook party, It is not a Facebook party. We're going to be in the ground there. Whether they kill us, we are fighting for, for human rights and for citizens of Southern Sudan to be free from them. And my last word to leave you, brother, peace of Umar, we don't need it because it's messed up. It's messed up. Especially the part that's saying that Umar.
If it's good, we cannot deny. We can accept it. If it's good, if there is nothing behind, but our fear is there is something, there's something there, and that's why we are worried.
Yeah, there are many. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, peace is not a person to be brought to you, people of South Sudan, to say here is a peace in the middle, to put in the middle of Riek and Kir for them not to fight. Peace is just a paper to be signed. And if that paper, they can throw that paper out later and then fight. So that's my last opinion. I know many of them, they will not agree with me, Kir supporter or Riek supporter, because they love their leader very bad. But that's my opinion.
People don't have to agree with you. Amel, thank you so much for coming on today to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. And it's good always to have you with that debate and writing and all these things. So please stick around. And thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, have a good day. Bye.
Okay, let me go for Lily. Tongjang, I will call you after that. But let me call Lily because Lily, I'm calling you right now. I hope your internet will cooperate this time because I called you a little earlier, but it was not going through. Lily, I'm calling you. Go ahead and answer, please. Yeah, it looks like it's not connecting, Lily. Let me try it again one more time. Good to have you, Lily, on Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I am doing great.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what is going on?
Well, have you read our topic, Lily?
Yeah, I read the two topics.
Yeah,
and I'm going to emphasize on the second one.
Okay, go ahead. So these are the two things that we are, discussing today. And you have heard from the brothers. Emmanuel spoke, Kurkuju spoke. So I want your insight, Lily. Just speak from your heart. No problem.
Yeah. Number one, I just want to be like optimistics first about the response of the leaders, both of them.
So you want to be
optimistic?
You want to be optimistic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to stay optimistic. First of all, because of the two leaders that responded to the peace process. Then and at the same time, I have a mixture of optimistics and pessimistics. The reason why I have a mixture of pessimistic is because the peace process that's taking place in Khartoum. Bashir he's so smart, he's clever. Like everybody mentioned there, of course he has interest on us.
It's not smart. It's not smart. It's not clever because they have people around him, people who think about their own interest of their party. That's what it is.
Okay, let me use the term clever because clever sometimes will be like a fox, but at the same time you're fooling yourself.
Yes. Correct. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Fox. Sometimes he think that he's clever, but no, his tricks already had been identified by the allies.
Okay.
Let me get to the point that yes, their married relationship will like I say, it will end. It will end. I just want to stay positive. Why I say when they go to Kenya it will come to the effect, because already the United States of America and the international communities already drafted out the sanctions. So that's why our leaders really they are compelled to go there and sign the peace agreement. See, it will work. Let's just stay focused. Let's just stay positive that peace is a process, and also it comes with its storms, and everybody they are hunger to our country. All the stakeholders and plus Bashir himself, they are very hungry to our country because they are looting our resources. We know, and also it came with the tag. The tag is the interest, and so long as it will bring peace to our country, let us view it as a mutual deal. Like there's a deal in everything. You give me, I take. We all know about that. And also the thing that we are expecting from our leaders, this peace has to come from their, like it has to be internal. It has to be eternal from their heart, not like they are being forced or compelled to do that. So why I'm saying that, because Uganda themselves, the United Nations, they already fed up with us, because they are paying. Let me see the figure here. I want to make sure I have the right figure. You've surveyed, they are paying him 674 millions, you know, just to host our refugees in Uganda and other countries. So the world have already fed up with us, and I'm very sure why I want to stay as domestics, because they are not going to take it lightly no more. The sanctions that's already been dropped out,
so Lily,
and it's already due on the 30th.
Yeah, Lily, you are optimistic because you see that Kir has a lot of pressure, and Riek has a lot of pressure, and that pressure will lead to a lasting peace in South Sudan. That's what you're saying?
I'm optimistic because they are not going to run away from the sanctions that's already been dropped out. There's no way. There's two options that I want to stay optimistic, that they will comply with the with the peace process. They must comply. They must be compelled. Why? Because of the sanctions that has been dropped out. Second, our country will be taken by the allies, and they are ready for that. And they know that our leaders are they are very hungry on the power. They know that very well. And also Bashir, what is the Bashir going to do with us? Bashir already, he could not solve the problem of Nuba Mountain or Blue Nile and the Darfur. These people, he has been bombarding them. He could not even reconcile his neighboring country areas. Now, what do you think that we're going to believe him? Please, let's not panic. We know this comes with the interest, but I'm just encouraging myself. I want to stay optimistic. At the same time, I have to be cautious. I have to be very self-conscious about what comes with this peace. We have to monitor him, and should there any changes in them, because we cannot stand the death of our innocent women and children in the camps being scattered all over the world. And even Bashir himself now is hosting 400, let me see the figure here. I want to make sure. Our refugees in Khartoum now, what do? They wash clothes in the houses. Our women are working the houses. The children are now in the street in Khartoum. What is he talking about? We know exactly what is going on, Mr. Jongkor. Yeah, it's not the true peace, but they are going to be compelled. There are no way we are going to suffer this long. There are no way our women are suffering, being raped and dying. Both of them, three of them, our leaders, plus even Bashir is highly wanted into ICC. How comes that he's going to be our brother? He has the interest. Let's not panic about that. But we want our brothers, the leaders, has to come to their senses that our country, we don't need to be taken by the allies. Mr. Jongkor, they are not going to allow that. That's why I know in their heart they love this country. That's why I want to stay optimistic about Dr. Riek Machar and President Kir, that they know that they are the sons of South Sudan, and they know very well that the fire is already coming at the door. If they don't think twice, if they don't let themselves to be independent, if they don't let themselves to be babysitted by other countries, peace will come to South Sudan so that the allies, the people that have high power, will not overtake our country. And our leaders, I'm talking to them right now, they need to quit their power hunger. They need to be sympathetic. They need to be sympathetic and empathetic towards the innocent civilians that are dying with the starvation. And 40,000 children are out of the schools, and the elderly that's been raped, and they are dying. Finally, we as women today, we are not going to take that games no more. We are reporting 24/7 with the evidence that we have been violated. Our human rights has been violated several times. Women have been raped. Our children don't go to school. We are recruiting our children instead of holding pens and books. Now they are dying in the bush. They don't have even food. So we need to quit this as South Sudanese in the media, trying to preach about going to war. We cannot afford war no more. We don't have effort. We don't have access. Let me tell you, Jongkor, the planned return of the refugee that will come to the country, the United Nations, they are planning, they say South Sudan now, in order to bring them, the refugee back to South Sudan, it requires 1.5 billion needed assistance for South Sudan for the refugee to return home. Do you think that these people are going to waste this money again? They are tired of that, and we have to come to our senses. They are going to restrict, and they are going to freeze all the companies, oil company, the China and the Russia. They are reinforcing us with guns so that they take our resources. They are going to freeze everything so that our people that are looting our public fund and our people are suffering. Jongkor, they are going to freeze us also. They are going to be bankrupt so that they will bring peace to South Sudan.
Thank you. So you are optimistic about what's going on. Of course, we don't reject peace. No South Sudanese, okay, can reject peace. أي مواطن غيور cannot reject peace. We need peace, but we need genuine peace. And this is what I've been telling people. We don't want to go back to Juba and crash later. You solve the problem from the root cause. That's what we are asking for. Now some people are making, you know, some statement that are unnecessarily, you know, like there is a guy here saying that why Dinka have problem with Khartoum peace agreement and they need peace in Uganda and Addis Ababa. Well, who told you that they are the Dinka out saying that? You know, how many South Sudanese are speaking here? Brother. You know, this language will not take us anywhere, you know. It's not gonna take us anywhere,
will not.
You know. So what I want to say here, Lily, no problem. Anyone can be optimistic, but we need to be cautious, like you said. You know, being cautious is very important too, because at the end of the day, we care about the future. And if you care about the future, you don't want problem to happen over and over again. So I'll give you last word, my sister. Just go ahead with your last word, and then we'll leave it there so I can bring other people as well.
All right. I just want to finalize my thought to us here in diaspora. We need to mobilize ourselves, and we need to educate ourselves. We need to preach peace regardless of the storms that we can feel it. But we have also to appreciate the initiatives that our leaders they respond to it. We don't have to condemn everything 100%. That's why we have to remain like positively, but at the same time to have an eye of a dove. See, you have to watch diligently that this time we are not going to take this fake peace no more. We are knowledgeable about what is going on. We know about all the interests. And Bashir, he cannot play this game for since 1947. We know this very well. But at the same time, also he is needed. How comes he cannot resolve his own problem from from his regime? People are suffering, dying every day. He could not resolve
Good
that.
Question.
So we know about that. Let's not panic. We need to give hope to our people who are listening to us that peace is coming. It's not easy, but it's coming. It's coming. Let's just push together. And we are watching our leaders that we don't want something to happen to them. Let's mobilize ourselves. We have to remain positive. At the same time, we have to be very diligent on how to deal with these leaders in Khartoum.
Okay, Lily, thank you for coming on today, my sister. I really appreciate it for your insight and your opinion right there. So let me go ahead here and call next person who is online. So, and please stick around. Stick around.
Thank you for everybody. Welcome. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Okay, let me go ahead and check here. Who requested else? So please send me your request, please. Yeah, I have long line.
Hello.
Good to see you, brother. To concern.
Nice to see you too.
All right. So you have read the topic. You have heard every single talk on this program. So to wrap it, just to save the time, let's go ahead. What is your insight, brother?
Here, what I would like to say. Let me start for those who guaranteed the peace to be a witness to prevent from being violated. Totally zero. I will not give them anything. I will not provide any substance. Let me explain it why. Peace, all war in South Sudan and Sudan are intertwined. They are one problem. Problem in Sudan and South Sudan started with oil. That's how you cannot take someone to surgery without diagnosis. Problem of Sudan started with oil. China, America discovered oil. Western, China kidnapped oil. SPLA, South Sudan, they were denied. South Sudan went to bush SPLA. Bashir and China, Russia wind up kidnap oil. Western countries like UK, US, others, they were isolated. They team up with SPLA. That's what brought about Machako's peace. Describing problem of South Sudan, you started with oil. The government supporters, they get agitated. I don't know, they are retarded or they are dictatorship. And IO and Kir, the one who gonna be in charge with control of oil, and then you can work with Bashir, you are landlocked. If you don't want no Western countries. Problem, Bashir, Kir, your Museveni, plus Riek Machar, 3 dictators. Riek Machar is a friend of Bashir. Kir is a friend of your Museveni. How they guarantee the peace here, and they are part of all war, guys. IO forces that, like Wulain, have bordered with the Bashir in the northern part of Upper Nile. Your Museveni, his forces are with the Kir. His enemy, Lord Resistance Army, Bashir giving gun between Awul and Darfur and Kafia Ganji. I don't know how much military tactic and quartermaster been played here. It's very good idea for those who come to us and go to school. It's very easy for those who used to be soldiers to know problem of Southern Sudan. You're talking about politics. You're talking about military situation. Look, Bashir is said he will force Riek Machar and Kir. Bashir have a cut. Let me explain why. Most of IO officers who are dislodged in the northern Upper Nile, they run into Slim area, in the Chuluk area, and they go to northern Sudan. Most IO officials are in Khartoum. Bashir have leverage to tell Kir, I need your oil, and you need my sea in Port Sudan. I will force IO to accept peace with you. And I will tell Kir, if you don't want, I will support IO, which is very dangerous. China will not allow Bashir to do that because China needs Kir oil. So Kir still have upper hand in this deal. Kir, if China and Khartoum force him too much, it might just cancel it all together and give it to America and drag America war with China. And IO will be in a losing column. Kir still have an upper hand in this deal, which is a dictatorship. Let me put the right word here. I know I'm going to be accused. This is a dictatorship interest. Bashir won oil. Your Museveni, you want Lord Resistance Army to be muted by Bashir. Bashir is the one supporting them. And then Kir is a one have Museveni with the forces like in the war and anywhere to fight IO. It's a three-way dictatorship. Riek Machar gonna have this peace. The man, when Riek Machar was released from South Africa, it was not IGAD, it was not Bashir. It's the Kir. Sanction is coming out, Western countries against him, and Bashir, Kir now, he find out there is no way with the Western world. We want to be close with Bashir, we want to be close with China and Russia and Arab countries. That's why you have members of Arab League and Canal Jonglei now with Egypt. So Kir now already become part of Arab. I don't agree with what Dr. Mawien was saying, Dr. Mawuna could, but Kir now, Western countries is a problem. This peace, if Kir want to violate it, I don't think Kir gonna violate it. It's not because propaganda. I don't think that Bashir have right to force Kir. No, Kir want this peace, so to work with Riek Machar, so it can get extension for 3 years. In a 2 years and a half, Riek Machar and Kir, they will fight again. This you need to understand. If you're not soldiers, you will not understand what I'm saying. They will fight again. But now Kir want to buy the time, and Egyptian now, when they're going to decanal Jonglei, it's going to be difficult for IO. Egypt will answer Khartoum.
Last week on the show, I made a prediction. I made a prediction that because we know, based on the history with al-Bashir, with the North, Khartoum Agreement, Fashoda, Frankfurt, and Mashura Shabia, Abiy, Blue Nile, and so on and so forth. I talk about all these things, and I said Bashir actually want to dig more oil, want to drill more oil in South Sudan. That's his interest. Now it is an opportunity because South Sudanese are fighting. They can inject themselves in, and they can do what they want to do. But first and most, we as the people of South Sudan, don't we realize that we don't need a hush peace, something that we can get it now and just later collapse, and then we go back to square one? President Kiir has declared before he want to run for 100, want to control country for 100 years. Why don't we just focus and bring about lasting peace? Yes, your point is clear. Kiir, Brother Emmanuel, he said that, a little earlier, that he want just mandate of peace agreement, mandate of 3 years, mandate of 3 years, mandate of 3 years, until he just reach 20 or whatever he can reach. That's what it is. He wants to maintain power. He doesn't want to go. But our people don't understand this. People were accusing me that I am anti-peace. People were saying that, you know what, let's go inside and then we fight there. Don't act like hyena, because hyena, if someone want to hunt hyena, it will bring a stinky meat, okay, and he will put it on the pot. Zir. You guys know zir, pot, okay, yeah. And then the smell of this thing will come out from the pot, and then a hyena will just push his head there. Hyena is not thinking whether his head is big or smaller, but soon he put his head on that pot. The pot, of course, cup is very tight. Hyena is gonna eat that meat, and then all of a sudden he wanted to bring his head out. He's not gonna be able to do so. So why do you want to act like that? Why do you want to put ourselves in that, pot, and then later you have no way out, or you want to go in? Oh, let's go in. We're gonna go and fight. How about you're gonna get killed? Because when you fight, you never know. That guy could kill you, or you could kill them, right? So we need to be wise. We need to think critically and know this is danger. We should solve the problem from the root cause. We should not reward Kir. We should not reward Riek. We should not reward anyone. Because, Ya Jama, the truth must be said, no matter what, no matter what. And people say, oh, this guy is anti-peace. He doesn't need peace. He doesn't know what he's doing. People predicted that Mr. So-and-so is going to win. Politically, it's all about prediction. People predict election, and things tend to happen. Our people, they are not that hard to be predicted. We know how they react. We know how they act. We know what their intention. So I really thank your analogy, because you hit the point right there. But those who are still dreaming and they're thinking, oh, this is good. Yes, it could be good and it could be bad. But let us have a precaution. Okay, let us have a precaution. If it's bad, and how we're gonna get out of that mess if it become bad. And if it's good, yeah, Fabiha, hallelujah. And then we will have joy and happiness, and everything will be okay. But we have to put measures here in place too, because in case something go wrong, because we know these people actually, how they act and what their intention is. Okay, so I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I'll let you continue.
Let me explain this. This is really very important, and encourage your audience to understand this. It's critical, it's crucial. Guess in this piece, there are a lot of risks. Riek Machar do not want to go back in jail in South Africa. When Riek Machar come out in jail in South Africa, it was a Kir. Talk to South Africa, bribe IGAD and money, and tell them that I want in. My legitimacy of my government is going to be expired. So give me Riek Machar. That's why Riek Machar go. And Bashir need oil to pump. There's no question about it. Our people are so stupid and they don't understand what kind of lasting peace to be negotiated by Bashir. Bashir never done it Darfur, Nuba Mountain, Blue Nile, never. Yor Museveni never done it with the Law Resistance Army. Riek Machar never done it with his own brothers in South Sudan. 3 dictators, be cautious. Riek Machar is a winner in this cause. Why? Because he come out in jail and the peace going to be violated. So he's going to have a little bit, maybe 2 years to work with the Kir as a vice president, get some money, get for fair for a worst case scenario. Because Kir going to work with Riek Machar when 2.5 years, almost 6 months or 8 months left for a 3 years transition to expire, will fight Riek Machar. Riek Machar is not stupid, he's ready for that one. But supporters of government and supporters of IO, they're going to be cut off guard who don't know this scenario. Here, one thing here, let me say the danger in this. China is good with it, Russia is good with it, all oil companies like Malaysia are good with it. Guess who is upset? United States, when you see Riek Machar and Kir sign this peace with your Museveni, United States gonna pull G10 out, pull people like Malong out, people who are being ignored. Like Lama Call now, is already been ignored. People like Thomas Chirillo, United States gonna say, okay, if Kir go there, you're gonna open the border like in the Congo, Central Africa, and give those weapons, and you will see insurgency. And Kenya, sanction will be closed. There will be no weapon come from Mombasa because America gonna do this. We're going to threat Uhuru Kenyatta, you've been indicted, and we're going to file charges again. Tell Yor Museveni, that's what Kir done with Riek Machar, they're okay, cut Kir off. If Kir refused, if Yor Museveni refused, there will be a coup in Kampala, and also in Southern Sudan, anti-Bashir, America, CIA will give them money, you will see coup will be orchestrated by Denka and overthrow Kir. There are danger into this peace. Bashir, to bring as Sudanese forces to bring the oil, America will get agitated and sabotage and British, and you will see what will happen into that area. This is what people don't know. I'm not against peace. Since I came to the United States, I have nothing to do with South Sudan. It's my country, but this dangerous game is very dangerous. Riek Machar also, if this peace work, a lot of IO, they're not going to go with Riek Machar. Because Riek Machar is not going to go with the radical views of IO. And a lot of IO, people like Gaibol, they're going to be mad at Riek Machar. Riek Machar coming out in jail now is going to be like Nelson Mandela. A lot of IO, they're going to be disappointed. What's going to happen? Kir going to be a big dictator to deal with any Denka, to crack them down. Riek Machar going to be cracking down a lot of Nuer, and you're going to see people like Malong Denka, they're going to be against Kir. And the Western countries with oil, they're going to use them. Others, Nuer, who are against Riek Machar, that, oh, kill us, it's going to be messy. This peace, be cautious, be mindful. Malong Awan will be a loser if he make a mistake to go to Merem or get himself with a Khartoum. Khartoum can blackmail him and they kill him and he died like Carbino. It's a mistake. General Malong, don't be stupid to do this. Stay outside and let Kir, Riek Machar, and Bashir doing their peace agreement. When America won't form a new rebel, you should gambling that way. Don't go to Khartoum.
Thank you, Tongyang. Thank you so much for your perspective. It was good having you on the program.
Let me say this is the last thing. This peace,
okay,
if it come true, this peace content of it is going to change in Kampala. Why? Your Museveni is the one going to be dictate the governing or something, is going to make it in a favor of Kir. Security arrangement now, Bashir made it in a good way, either to disarm those Iowa people like Peter Gadet and choke them and hand them over. Bashir win that battle. And in Upper Nile, Bashir war Yak Machar to have some oil control. And the ruling government, to be ruling a governance system, but you're going to do it in favor of Kir, which will bring another confusion, which will force G10 to pull out totally in peace. If you have any peace to be signed with the Khartoum and Kir or Yak Machar, work with Khartoum without G10, America will pull them out and you will see what's going to happen. A real insurgent backed by the Western countries will give Cuba a wrong medicine they never test. You're going to see. That's my last word.
Thank you, Tongjang. It's always articulate. Thank you to have you, brother. Please stick around. Let me go ahead here and check, who have requested. I have so many people here already sending their requests. So it was great having you today.
Thank you.
On the show. So let me go ahead and do this. Okay, let me exit this. Go ahead and check it. Please send me your requests. So calling you, Teresa.
Wow.
Yeah, good to see you, Teresa, right there. So,
yeah, that analysis is a bit scary.
I know. So,
my brother Tongjang. Yeah, first of all, let me greet all of you and also greet you, my brother, Jongkor. It's been a while that we are watching, and some point I missed some of the what do you call it? Sorry, let me just fix my. I missed some of the speakers, especially someone like
Kujo?
No, brother Emmanuel Ejoin. Emmanuel Ejoin. I missed his part of contribution. So it's it's very funny to listen to all of different views. Everyone has his own idea about the peace agreement and also the topic that you have given there. Yes, hello, I'm greeting all of you here, my brother Stephen Lual and Akwal Leon Garang. First of all, shall I come with my analysis or shall I follow what you were saying?
Of course, you come up with your analogy, this platform for everybody, Yeah.
Yes. First of all, I want to talk about what happened today in Khartoum and what was signed today, because this process is going like one by one. Like as we saw last time, they have signed the principle, and there were five principle, and the first one was also about the ceasefire. So today is the agreement on the outstanding issues of security arrangement. So this is what they signed today. Yeah, so there was some, maybe I'll just give like a brief, some key points. Number one is a permanent ceasefire. Number two is a transitional period. Number three is a transitional period as well. And of course, it has some title underneath. You can go, you have 1, 2, and 3. And then you have the mechanism of security arrangement. And yes, and plus the, I guess the last one, let me check. Yes, there are 4. Of course, underneath of each of these points, they have a lot of things to explain and so on. Like if we take the first one, أنا لازم نشيل بسيط بس نحطه بسيط.
No.
هلا أختي Wilma John. Like for instance, number one, when we are talking about permanent ceasefire, So انت بتكون عندك شنو يقول دايرين تنفيذ يتم تنفيذ يعني كل الأطراف لازم يعملوا تنفيذ للحاجة
وقت
اللي هم
إطلاق
وقعوا
النار.
عليه وده وقف إطلاق النار. and then عندهم كمان موضوع ده إنه اتفاقية اللي كانوا وقعوه في 2017 ده كلام قبل أشار عليه أخونا كركوجو. 2017 كان في أديس، وفي موضوع بتاع إطلاق سراحة السجناء كأنه من بادرة حسن النية يعني. وبعد ذلك بيكون في يعني فتح ممرات للإقاصة وكمان حرية بتاع المواطنين وكده. وكمان في موضوع بتاع اسمه شنو ده يعني يكون المفروض يكون ما في revenge sort kind of revenge، لأنه طبعا الجيش ده كله هيجي يتلموا مع بعض، يكون ما في الريفنج وخرق لإطلاق النار، ويكون مشاركة لكل قوات. ده حاجات بسيط ده في لو احنا اتكلمنا الكلام اللي اتكلم الليلة. احنا طبعا if we go to when we are talking about Sudan, the place that the agreement was signed in طبعا احنا جنوبين we are so emotional about Sudan, especially when you see someone like Bashir هو نفس الزول اللي كان لما حصل مشاكل كتير من سنة 89 من مؤخذ عمل انقلاب وشال السلطة. لسه عندنا we have that anger, we have that bitterness, so our people are still living in past. We understand yes ليه؟ لأنه حصل بعد الاستقلال حصل يا موضوع بتاع طنطو حصل حاجات كتير. We know the intention of حكومة بتاع بشير، لكن حكومة بتاع بشير هسه he so broke يعني هو ذاته دير oil لنفسه دير ينقذ نفسه. the same thing حكومة بتاع جوبا برضه بيفتش عن اسم شنو ده and legitimacy and plus also money. the same thing. الحاجة اللي احنا قاعدين نتكلم عنه احنا جنوبيين طبعا احنا بنشوف why Bashir, why this and so. I'm also I cannot deny myself I'll take myself out of that. لكن we have to understand بأنه ما خرطوم بيجا شنو ما هو one of the IGAD's country, for he's hosting like last time Addis was doing and so on, and we should do قدام. وانت كان لاحظت الموضوع ده برضه في ايادي امريكيه امريكا طبعا كمان دارين يخطوا ضغط. ما هو الملف ده بعدين كان فشل لناس ايجاد لو international community يشالوا then from there maybe we will even scream more and now we will shout خلاص احتلال والى اخره ان جنوبين ده will turn our mouth. If we are looking for the real peace, if it's coming from that agreement او whatever او حاجات اللي بوقعوا طبعا حاجات دي لسه قاعد وقعوا واحد ده سبب بسكريت arrangement وبمشي ل governance وكده الى اخره. it taking stand. اي زول بيجي يعمل تعديل بدو proposal اي زول بيقدم تعديل بتاعه اللي هو داير يعمل. لكن احنا كان دايرين سلام، احنا دايرين سلام بحسب المزاج بتاعنا احنا كان جنوبين. هو في حال الحسي هو صعب. احنا حاجه اللي فيه احنا شنو نتوقع انه الجاي ده قدرنا نشوف هيودينا وين. So people should always come and predict and do that. This is natural. And when people are doing what they predicting, ناس تاني المفروض ما يزعل لأنه يزول قاعد يعبر عن رأي بتاعه. you know لأنه في النهاية ده رأي بتاعه بيشوف من منظور بتاعه. you know the same thing القبيل أخونا تونجان قاعد يقول كلام أنا بشوفه ليه أنا ده كلام is a bit scary and dangerous, but هو this is how he see he himself is seeing that. The same thing أنا ممكن I will look it in a different angle. لكن إحنا نسينا حاجة واحد. طول ما حاجة اسمها مؤتمر وطني في خرطوم وحركة شعبية في جوبا لازم تعرفوا بأنه ما هيكون في سلام في المنطقة دي. زائد المثلث التالي لما يكون مسيفني في السلطة ده حاجة واضحة إننا نكون عارفين. لأنه هنا ده بقى اللعبة بتاع مصالح بس ما بينظروا للمواطن. like look for instance الشعب بتاعنا تعبانين كيف you know ده أولوية. سلام الحصل هناك ده في حاجات كتير مشت تحت الجسر زي ما بيقولوا، لكن one day people will come back and talk about it. في حاجات لسه ناس ما بيعرفوا. الهم حاجة اللي أنا بشوفها أنا كتريزا السلام اللي هناك جاي ده ما حسب حاجة اللي أنا دايره أنا كمواطن بتاع جنوب السودان. it's not bad. I will just support it. زي ما قبل أخونا كركوجي قال شنو قال شنو قال الكذاب توصل لأرباب بيته. So from here كأننا نشوف سلام اللي قاعدين يوقعوا يا دوم لسه قاعدين في going through process ده لأن نشوف هيوصل لحد وين.
نعم.
لكن خوف بتاعنا كتريزا my fear is I don't want our people to go and run again in suffer. أنا ما داير سلام بكون نسكو البكرة ناس بتاعنا تاني بيجي يجري. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and that actually,
Teresa,
and that actually what we are talking about. And we want to remind our leader, إنه يا جماعة ما تدخلونا في جرجرة تعملوا سلام وفي النهاية ما يكون حاجة كده طالع من قلبك وتاني نخش 60 داهية ومواطنين يجروا يكون في حرب تاني. That's what we are asking. Actually, we are not anti-peace. I repeat myself all the time to the people. إنه ما في زول بيكون anti-peace. لأن عندنا أهل هناك they are suffering. We have to send money. We have to do this. We have to do that. Then that we are tired of being outside of the country. But we need genuine peace. I'm little bit of a brush for rush because I'm worried about the sanction. I'm worried about the jail. I'm worried about this economic hardship. And then let's do this best for now. But شو زي الكلام اللي حصل المرة اللي فاتت يا تريزا. شوف نحن كنا انفصلنا كنا ماشيين لريفرندوم. سلفا كير عمل حاجة كويس جدا جدا. الميليشيات اللي كان مع خرطوم ناس you know بولينا وديل they were anti Dr. Jongkor. قال أصلا ما بيجوا خالص. وكانوا ناس زي هيبوظ شنو؟ هيبوظ ريفرندوم. لكن زمن ده كير قال this is what's gonna happen. نحن عشان مثلا ما نفوت الفرصة بتاع الريفرندوم ده وندي مجال للجلابة. I have to accommodate all the brothers. نجيبهم نقول لهم you know what نحن في نهاية جنوبين. نحن بلد بيتصل للجميع. Let's come in. لكن مثلا أنت جبتهم جوا بباد فيس أنت قلت يا أخي أنا بجيبهم جوا بعد ما ننفصل بعد كده أنا بوريهم دايرين ولا ما دايرين. يعني you holding them like eggs and then after you get what you need and then you throw the eggs on the floor. وما صح. ده بداية.
And that's the dangerous part.
عشان ما نرجع عشان كده ما عندنا نرجع للخلاف. Don't fool your brother. ما تقول yes I'm gonna be nice with you أنا هنعمل سلام ما نشاكل ما نعمل كده وعشان تدخل جوا وبكرة تمشي تعمل مشكلة. That's our fear and we don't want that to happen. لأن الجنوبيين they suffer enough, Teresa. We suffer enough. And everybody knows this. So that's the point.
A lot.
So, few questions.
I just want to add you.
Go ahead.
Yes. And then we are not against peace. For instance, حاجة بنشوف بقال شنو زمان قلت الكذاب قال شنو توصل لي قدام بابه بمعنى إنه مش قالوا ده سلام خلاص we let's support it and we will observe it if they're going to implement it. يعني شوف أنا دار نوريك إنه شنو في طبعا في تفاوت في درجات الفرح وبتاع قبول كلام ده يعني ده أنا I've been observing people. The funny thing that someone was calling me from Juba was okay. Someone was calling from Juba saying قال سلام ده أسجيجا أنا قال لي ناس قاموا البروسيس ده قال والله يا ده كان سلام ده جا أنا المهم أنا كان ناس زي جا أنا جيني ما جت أنا جيت على ده مواطن بسيط قاعد يتكلم قال أنا جيت على أنا قلت له ما قال ديل بعدين كان يوم مجدقوا بنياد دينا. You know, people they don't trust our leaders anymore عشان حاجات الحصل. Even أنا بشوف إنه شنو مسؤولية بتاع إنه who can actually explain to the people what they actually did in Khartoum ولا شنو مفروض leaders they should come and explain. كان ده في راديو ولا كان ده في شنو يقول لهم يا جماعة we signed this and this and you guys يعني to give them assurance to tell them يا جماعة إحنا we signed this and this عشان ذات المواطن يساعد الناس دي to help يعني to go through to the roots تهد هناك يتكلم مع الناس يعني root في grass roots هناك to tell them يا جماعة this piece بيعني كده وبيعني كده يعني explain to local people عشان هم ذات يديهم ثقة. لكن سلام هنا بغنوا هنا الناس دي سبرقص. ثم تاني نرجع لحاجة تاني أخوي جونكور أنا قاعد نقول إنه شنو الحاجة ده ما بس قال بشير عشان ودوه هناك بشير وشنو ده في حاجات لعبات تانية هناك. Imagine 2 weeks ago ولا less than that أخونا شنو ده مولانا مايكل مكوي في أديس مش كان بيقول شنو Imagine, can you remember what he was
they will
saying?
never work together.
Yeah, Kir will not work with Riek Machar. Like, imagine, Hassa, who's dancing now in Khartoum? Why don't we ask ourselves as Junubin? Why suddenly Michael McCoy changed his tone? ليه حاجة المفروض نسأل نفسنا ليه حاجات ده كله حصل ليه فجأة نفكر رياك ليه فجأة حصل كده. This is the thing that we should ask ourselves. والحاجة
And
الثانية
we have
عشان
right to ask. We have
yes,
right.
we should
have
ask
right actually
ourselves,
to ask this
and
question.
it's not bad when people are asking. By the way, it's not actually bad when people are asking. فكده خوف بتاع مواطن. انا شوف انا بتكلم في conversation قال لي يا اخي احنا شفنا ناس قال ما قال اي كان فوق جانا I'm packing my stuff I'm going out of Juba. مواطن خايف من نفسه. منو يبدي انشورنس لمواطن ده اللي هم الغاده بتاعنا ده. الغاده بتاعنا ده هم يبدوا فرصه لمواطن اللي هو عشان الثقه ده يرجع. ده حاجه مهم. واهم حاجه اللي هو بند بتاع المحاكمه ده. لانه الليله انا زول كان قتلوه زول بتاعي وشنو وانا شفت وانا شايف انه المفروض الناس اللي قتلوهم ديل قتلوا الناس ديل يحكمون ديل وما عملوا ما بيزرع فيني سلام. لكن كان حكموا انا بشنو انا بكون مبسوطه بقول oh my god that thing is there, that peace is there. Now I should give chance. Even ممكن ناس أنا يقول شنو we should forgive each other زي اللي حصل في South Africa. Yeah, فده حاجة اللي أنا أقدر نقوله. My brother Jongkor لو في سؤال ممكن تدين.
No, I don't think so. Few question, Tani, because you already answered that question. But political merit, وبعدين role بتاع grantors. لأنه أنا سألت قبل كلام ده لسان كوت أنا قلت له what guarantee إنه مثلا the grantors of peace they are going to work it tired this time عشان يعملوا support لنا الجهود وعشان السلام يعملوا implementation يعملوا implementation كما هي. لأن المرة اللي فاتت جو وقال إننا we will fund it إننا هنجيب قروش للسلام ده وهنا هنجيب هنا ده PRF Regional Force Protection Forces وكلام ده كله ما في جرانتي. في النهاية we end up being chasing away and violence again. أصل الجرانتي شنو؟ that's one of the reasons I ask myself. أنا كزول غيور I ask myself يعني ناس بيقولوا ده جرانتي أوكي لكن مرة اللي فاتت قالوا ده جرانتي ما جابوا قروش ما جابوا كده ما عمل push. Okay, I'm worried someone will end up يدخلوا في طيارة ويقولوا طيارة وقع وخلاص ده في مأزق تاني and then يحصل مشاكل. So دي كله question that we keep asking and we hope زي ما بقولوا هنا مثلا البطال ما يحصل لأننا ما دايرين كارثة تاني يحصل في جنوب السودان because we have seen enough already. شفتها؟ فده النقطة الأخيرة اللي أنا كان داير
ما هو تعرف المشكلة شنو؟ yes المشكلة إنه شنو أصلا أي حاجة بتتم بتتم دائما بإرادة سياسية. إرادة بتاع إنه فعلا we want to do this. يعني أنا بس my message to leaders if those our leaders أنا هنا I'm not going to exclude someone. I will include all of them if they are really listening. خلوا مكايدات بتاعهم ده بجنبه. They should focus لا يشاب ده جنوب ده تعبان يا جماعة 50 سنة حرب تاني 5 سنة زيادة عليه. They should really think about those people. They should think about جنوبين. أنا we deserve والله إحنا أكتر شعب مفروض deserve يعني to be given the award بتاع patient. ناس we are very patient people. يعني ده هو الزمن المفروض ناس بتاعنا يعني قادة بتاعنا بالذات هم يفكروا في مصلحة بتاع الجنوبين لأنه it's really too much. يعني معقولة ده هو زمن البشير اللي انفصلنا منه ده بشير ده يجي يكون فاصل في قضية بتاعنا it's really ده فضيحة كبير.
طبعا أنا يا تريزا أنا ما بقول they should not immediate. If they have good faith they can immediate.
Exactly.
تخيل الليلة ده وكنت الناس قاعدين يمضوا مش جاب واحد بإمه وجلابيه عشان يقول إن إحنا يوم داك بنقول لكم ناس زين they cannot لكن نحن ياو can do this for them today. Imagine in Portugal in that Portugal. But ما علينا. So I'm not complaining about that but I'm saying that our people our leaders they are the one that got us to this position we are in now. we are not complaining مثلا ليه مش عامل في خرطوم لكن دايرينهم يكونوا genuine. ما دايرين يمشي جوبا ويخشوا انفسهم ومواطن ثاني يموت. We don't want that.
ما تعرف سياسة بتاع عاطف أقدر نقول لك أنا ما قاعد أتبع السياسة بتاع عاطف هذا كلام يقولوا للناس خلي الناس يعرفوا what is going on what is going to happen إحنا ما قاعد نكون عاطفيين نقعد نمدح نقول والله منو بشير بشير ده أنا أعرف بشير ده منو أصلا we don't need to praise someone عشان هو عمل كده. بشير ما حول بلده لإيش شنو لدبي، لكن احنا بنديه احترام كقائد برضه شنو هو قبل انه يجيب جنوبيين يقول له you guys come to our country no problem we will solve this issue. Yes هو بيفهم طبيعة بتاعنا واحنا بنفهم طبيعة بتاعهم، ده صح. لكن في حاجات يا ناس زي الموضوع بتاع بترول وشنو ده شوية قاعد يخلي يعني بعض من الجنوبيين متشككين في الاتفاقية ده، بالذات في الجنود اللي كانوا وقعوا ده موضوع بتاع بترول وقوات ده. Yes فده حاجة I know in my heart I know why the Junubin are so reserved about this peace agreement. لكن my message is we should give chance.
A try.
We give it a try. And yes احنا we will not stop yes the analysis we will not stop ده، لكن احنا كمان نعمل analysis شوية واقعي، حاجة فيه واقعية، ما نخلينا كمان نكون خيالين زي احنا في فيلم بتاع جون رامبو ولا في فيلم بتاع منو كده نكون واقعيين شوية في الكلام. لو في حاجة تانية ممكن توريني otherwise I will give the rest chance also to express
well,
themselves.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my sister, for staying long enough and for being part of this. I don't think so I have any more questions. You already answered,
yes.
every single part of our topic. Just stick around and then, we'll be, monitoring the situation closely. We hope so. And you could be salam fi baladna shan kun ma fi jere tan. That's what I
thank
can
you.
say.
God bless you. Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. We'll go ahead and do this. And then...
Okay.
All right, let me go to my list here and see who is next. Where is Francis? Francis Laco, he waited for a long time. I'll give you that opportunity, Francis Laco, because you've been waiting for a long time. I'm calling you right now. Hello.
Hey, salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Malish, the line was long, so that's why it took a little bit, but I really appreciate you for being so patient. لأن أنت انتظرت be patient وما عملت جوطة يكتب وشنو كلامات كثيرة. So شكرا. That's the good thing. So فضل.
No, thank you. Thank
Francis.
you for giving me this opportunity. I'm not gonna take a lot of time.
No problem.
البرنامج بتاعي is so simple يا أخوانا.
No.
We can sit here all day or every Friday and talk and talk and talk. لكن هنوصل شنو؟ ما هنوصل للحل ده الكلام كله. شفت كيف؟ يعني هنا في العالم كله إننا شنو مشتتين يا أخوانا. لكن هنا ده البرا. كلنا هنا البرا في أستراليا، كندا، wherever in the UK, even in the Asian countries. Yeah?
Correct.
What is it that we can do? البريشر ده بيجي مننا هنا. شفت كيف؟ The pressure should come from us to force the government in South Sudan. Because if we're just sitting over here and talk and try to be politically correct or حاجات السياسة ده إنما نوصل في الحل يا أخوانا. شفت كيف؟ الجنوبيين تعبانين. كان في أوغندا، كان في إثيوبيا، كان في خرطوم، ولا كان في كينيا، ولا مكانات الآخرين كله. أنا هنا تعبانين يا أخوانا. شفت كيف؟ نسأل نفوسنا إحنا طلعنا من جنوب ده مشاكلنا في أي زول عنده مشكلة بتاعه. أنت في سياتل، أنا في تينيسي، وفي بعض من الناس في دي سي، في ناس بعد يعني هنا مشتتين بكمية لما البلد ذاته بقى فاضي. So هنا لما نقول حكومة بتاع جنوب السودان إنه هو قبلية، يعني في بعض من آخرين بيوافقوا في الكلام ده. خلاص يعني هنا لما نقول نخلي الدولة ذاته للنوير ودينكا، خليهم يقعدوا. هل هم براء بنفوسهم هيقعد في بلد ده؟ أنت سامعني؟
Yeah, I'm Samia. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, if you think about all these Western countries, NAS عايشين في development with our country. the country need people, you know. لكن احنا جنوبين قاعدين يطردونا من بلد. حكومة جعانين بالقروش اللي عندهم ذاته في يدهم ما كفاية لسه. انتوا دايرين شنو يا اخوانا؟ جنوبين تعبانين. الحكومة داير شنو تاني أكتر من القتل؟ يعني how many people do you have to kill so you can be in prison?
So Francis, I will let you
دقيقة
continue, but I just want to take you back. في كلام انت قلت قبل. You have said, you know, we can be sitting here on the live television, live Facebook, or on social media. You can be writing, we can be talking, but it will not result to anything. Okay?
Right.
Well, when we come to live show and talk, listen, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, Junubin Makan Gadi to react positively like what's happening right now. Right now, the mindset is changing. That I have a friend, or I have people from Kakwa, or from Murle, or from Dinka, or from Anuak. We are coming. Some people are coming to their senses together. Ideas, and that's the good thing. And actually, nothing change doesn't come unless you have to have a conversation. We have to I have to have a conversation with you, with Teresa, with Charles, with anyone. And then after that, we can say, hey, what we can do, how we can approach this symbol of hate. But without talking, no way. And actually, our voice have been heard, even though internet asir. These people, they are watching. You cannot see the effect immediately, but it will have impact, effect on some people who don't know what's going on in South Sudan. Sometimes, but when they listen to you and they listen to me and they listen to someone else, they will learn something and they will say, you know what, this guy makes sense, and this is the way that we should be interacting, you know. And yeah, you're right. We cannot just sit alone and talk, but we have to act. We have to go. It's a Kalama mayor, Kalama organization, collect money, help the refugee, do this. These are the sort of things that any concerned citizen can do, you know. But we have to talk. We cannot, stop talking. So go ahead, brother. I just interrupted you.
Yeah, ما في مشكلة. أنا متفق بكلامك ده. شفت كيف؟ طبعا through media is where you can deliver your message.
Yes.
بالحال message بتاعك ده, what can you back it with? عندك هنا اللي تبي back with your message. That's my point. The media there is a very, very, very unique thing, and we should thank the media or the social media, as people call it. شفت كيف؟ It's very important. هل in the backup with the media or the message that you're delivering? So all I'm trying to say here now, kanita min Dinka, waleta min Nuer, waleta min Fojulu, waleta min Mundare, whatever. It is very important, we have to be cohesive, We have to be very, very cohesive. And nukun indana hope mabad. Nukun indana اتفاقية مابad. نكون عندنا تفاهم مابad. أنا بقول لك مثل إنه أنت كده شوف هسه مثلا إحنا قاعدين هنا في أمريكا ده لو مثلا في موت جانا في family اتخيل مجموعة ناس اللي بيجي في الموت ده from different tribes. We come as one in a time of death. شفت كيف؟ لكن خلاص لما نتفارقوا في ناس قاعدين يشاكلوا في فيسبوك بشتم بعض وحاجات ديل. This is some kind of negativity we don't need يا أخوانا. We have to cancel حاجات ده. Let's have that kind of energy that we always come together. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. الناس اللي هناك ديل تمشاكل ديل لما نشوف هنا في أمريكا ولا وين we always stick together. حاجات ده بيجيهم في دماغهم. They will always think about, okay, there's a force coming, there's a generation coming. يا أخي في ناس اتخرجوا من جامعات PhD and stuff like that. But في بلد ده انت ما هتلقى شغل. انتوا عارفين كلام ده كويس. So we have a country that we need to build. ما ضروري not everybody can be a president.
Correct.
خلي الناس يشتغل يا اخوانا. خلي الناس يمشي مدارس. خلي as long as you keep people busy, nobody even worry about being a president or whatever.
So now Francis, لاكو معلش. So topic بتاعنا نتكلمنا role بتاع grantees in Khartoum declaration. And now all of a sudden they sign security arrangement. ونحن قاعدين نتكلم يا اخي انه مثلا السلام ده لازم يكون كويس وما يكون في كده ويكون في شغله ثانيه شنو شنو. Okay, as a concerned citizen, what do you think حاجه اللي قاعد يحصل ده او recommendation بتاعك شنو او advice بتاعك شنو عشان ما نصل في mess ثاني. That's why we are talking about this issue today.
Okay. Well, as far as what is going on right now for Khartoum, يا أخوانا, this is not the first time this thing happened. You know what I'm saying? ده ما أول مرة إحنا وقفنا في موقف ده.
Yes.
Whether it was 92 or 90, whatever, حاجة ده is very dangerous. People are playing. This is a very, very dangerous game that we're playing. لكن هنا جنوبين يا أخوانا عندنا صبر. Okay? يعني عندنا hope that one day طبعا أي حاجة له نهاية يا أخوانا. أي حاجة له نهاية. You know? إنت لما تسرق بمسكوك، إنت لما تقتل ببدلوك وبدخلوك في السجن وحاجات ديل. So we have to be hopeful. Maybe there is something that came to their mind, or it will lead us to a better place. Lakin, let's put it this way. This thing has happened before, and it never worked out. There was some betrayal going on. Riyak dema jafi Juba, riyak de jafi Khartoum, kanu riyaku Garbino, munudel, kullu jamane jaya khwana. Hasal shunu? There was a betrayal between the SPLM. Shoot again. Kalam de hasal. So hal itta laman tukun fi mawqif zere. When you go in the same position, are you going to be 100%? You know? Yani it's going to be a difficulties, you know? It's more like a turbulence. هل انت بتعرف هل في قلبك بتاع رياك شنو؟ ولا انت بتعرف في قلبك بتاع بشير شنو؟ ولا انت بتعرف في قلبك بتاع الرئيس كير شنو؟ ما في زول بيعرف. How many people gonna die from that point? Again, we don't know. ناس ماتوا كتير يا اخوانا، ناس زي الماسكين يعني دم بتنازل في الدين تنازل. So we have to be very careful, you know. This is just a business thing that everybody is up to their interest. ما في أي حاجة تاني that we can benefit from, you know. So we must think very careful and we must carry ourselves together and let's come up with something that can defeat the evil out of these people. If we don't do that, we will not have future. إيالنا كله مشتتين في وين في منو تناسل حبوبات في وين يا أخوانا. It doesn't بنفسك. I'm sure you have relatives back home. لكن أنت قاعد في أمريكا هنا you are worried. You don't know what's next. جرجرة ده بكرة هيكون شنو؟ أنا ده myself, I've been in a mess 1992, 1989. I've been there. I've seen, صلاحات ده. I've seen, يعني مواطنين بموت زي ده قدامنا أنا شايفين حاجات ده. أنت تمشي مستشفى عشان you have to go look for your loved one. تمشي تلقى يدينه قطعوا قرينه ما في وشنو ليه نازل أمل شنو تلقى زول قاعد في بلد هناك جاب الخضار بتاعه خلاص ضربوه سلم ناس جارين. What these people did يا أخوانا, what did they do? Why killing the innocent people? ما تمشي تقتل زول الشال سلاح يا أخوانا. إحنا بلد هسه لو بكرة مثلا لقينا مشاكل مع ناس مع يوغندا ولا لقينا مشاكل مع كينيان, they well prepare. ولا لقينا مشاكل مع Ethiopia, they well prepare. Where is your army? Who will be your army if you don't have the young ones? America here, when once you 18 or whatever, you have to get in a selective service. تكون مسلح. Anytime anything can break down. لكن في جنوب السودان, anybody can come right now في جنوب السودان. والله هتردونا من نملة لحد في تشاد ولا في نيجر ولا في بيقولوا central. You know what I'm saying? It's very dangerous. So if we not prepare, this is a country. It's not a tribal country. It's a country. So a country is for everybody. لكن أشد أفكار الناس المسجين كرسي ده جماعة الماندوم they don't have a dream of taking us forward, of prepare. ناس شغالين بالتكنولوجي. إحنا قاعدين نتكلم في إنترنت بتاع أمريكا هسه بكره هسه لو قطعوا إنترنت ده في جوبا هناك حتى ذات السلفا كير ما هيكون عنده سيل فون. اتخيل People are fighting with their brain now, not guns. You see what I'm saying? So عشان نلحق ولا even half of the road, when can we be in that same position? يعني بلد هسي شغال بالدين، ديون كتير في بلد، وما في يعني امكانيات ذاته ما في اللي بيجيبوا الدخل للبلد. الجاي من صوماليا جاي يسرق من جنوب السودان، جاي من يوغندا جاي يسرق من جنوب السودان. This is one thing about the this is one thing about the refugee thing. لما نقول every time when people are بيشتتوا شنو الدول اللي قاعد occupy the refugee, these are the beneficiaries. شفت كيف؟ ليه؟ انت لما يعني مثلا بيعملوا كيمات وشنو عشان شنو to accommodate the refugees. Now the people that the organization that are helping the refugee ممكن يجوا هناك يصلوا شوارع، يجيبوا مويه ويجيبوا كهرباء ويجيب حاجات ديل. Guess what? Tomorrow when your country become a peaceful place, you're coming back home. لكن الاستفادة ديل ده الناس ممكن يستفيد من حاجات انه البناو للrefugees. The other countries. You see what I'm saying? So why can we keep our own instead of disperse? We just going, away from our country. It's very, very careful. We have to be very careful, but we have to be in a prayer. يعني نصلي من أجل الناس اللي قاعدين يموتوا ده. إحنا قاعدين هنا في بلد ده air condition عربية وحاجات كتير. We having our fun anytime. The security is well. يعني حتى ناس أنت لما تكون عيان الليلة ولا سلام عندك قروش في جيبك بيجوا يشيلوك بأمبولانس ويدخلوك المستشفى بعالجوك. تعال ادفع قروش زي in years to come. Sometimes you might not even pay the money. If you credit بتاعك مثلا, because credit will not kill you. You know what I'm saying?
No, of course.
لكن على job. You see what I'm saying? لكن هناك the ناس ناس المندوم هناك even the food that you eat. يا أخي ناس شغالين هنا برسل القروش برا just because to help the other people over there. ليه؟
So
we have a very good we have a very good country. ربنا أدانا بلد with everything, maybe even more than other countries in the world. Lakin it's up to us. We have to open our eyes very wide and be very careful. And then I'm sure we will strive. But lamanina Najidi strive there, Jongkor. I'm not gonna be here, you will not be here. But we have to fight to the generation to come so they can be, happy. Yeah.
Well, Lako, Anna, my brother, I really, really appreciate you. Yes, that's kind of advice we need. Lano Assassin, we have to speak to them. Inu ya jamaa, shogul gashda ma yenfa. Into gashetu, into saraktu, umeledi jukum. They have enough money. Shogul da gashda ma yenfa. It is time to put the differences behind and just allow, أدي مجال للناس ديل عشان الناس يقدر يعيشوا. الفضل ده خليه يخلوه للناس يقدر يعيشوا. لأن like you put it, it doesn't hurt. As you are there in Tennessee, I am here in Seattle, أنا في نويراو. We get along. Why we get along? في foreign countries and we don't get along in our country. ليه؟ لأن في guidance. الguidance ده بخلي الناس يكون get along. لما أنا مثلا ما أخذ نفسي نقول يا أخي والله الناس نويراو دايرين سلطة بتاعنا ولا سلطة ده بتاعنا نحن في حتة فلانة ولا ناس إكواتوريا دي ناس ما كويسين ولا فلان. Leaders there, they are the one using people. Like the people of South Sudan actually are very, very good people, are very generous. Growing up in Khartoum, well, I think I have my second mother. Her name is Jore. When I go to school and come home, we have to go to her house and eat along with Ngete. So what's wrong with that? Why she's doing that? Because I am a child of South Sudan. We've been there together. So you see, leaders there, they are the one that creating problem, and that's why we have to remind them. نحن نكون يال سكان لاد بيتين نحن كبرنا خلاص ماشيين لأربعينات. So there is no need, فكلام بتاعك, we will take it and we have to speak and we have to talk and we have to educate الناس اللي ما عارفين ديل. الناس اللي عملوا له poison ديل يقولوا الناس فلان ديل ما كويسين ديل يشيلوا جوا. الناس فلان ديل ده الناس ديل against us. الناس فلان ديل they don't like you ولا كده. Leaders are the one using these people. والناس ديل مساكين ما عارفين. لكن if they knew, if they learned the beauty of being together, a string of diversity, اللي هو حاصل هنا في امريكا ولا في كندا في استراليا, they will really appreciate it. They will appreciate it. Oh, نحن كنا في الظلام, لكن this is the life. لأنه it doesn't hurt to be good with your brother and sisters. هو هناك هياخد حقه وشغال بيصرف دياله وجانا ماشي مستشفى ومدرسة كويس وجانا بتاعي, and then we will proud of that South Sudan. South Sudan that we used to say truly African. لأن هنا كنا انفصلنا لأهداف justice, liberty, prosperity. So I really appreciate you, my brother. I give you like 1 minute and say your last word to the people of South Sudan.
No, okay. This is Kalami Maslan. You know, it's not to the South Sudan people. It's to the people that are watching right now. You have 130. You have 100. You have 132 viewers.
Correct.
You know, but my question to them is: Ayizol Hasidal got to watch there. Do they have the same mentality that we're talking about? Do they have the same heart that we are? We're sharing our ideas. This is a question that we have to ask ourselves. Because كل ما شنو لما نكون عندنا مجموع زي ومتفقين مع بعض, بكرة بعد بكرة you will add another 130, هيكون 260. شفت كيف؟ So for everyone that is watching, يا أخوانا, القبلية ده we have to throw it away. Will hatred that we have between ourselves, وحاجات that we have to throw it away. Let us be united. Let's love ourselves. And let's fight the fight that our people are fighting over there. Al-Masakin bitana, Al-Ajaz bitana, Al-Iyal bitana, Al-Habobat bitana, hajat dele akhwana. Because, you know, a grandma is a very important thing to our lives. You know, some people, they live their life, they never see their grandparents. But how can we save these people, you know? So Muhabbada is a very important thing, you know. I don't have anything much to say. Thank you for giving me the chance. And we will catch up some other time. Thank you very much.
Shukran, brother Lako, for coming on and add your opinion today. It's a pleasure to have you, brother. Please continue to come. Okay? أنا بشكرك كل شكر. شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you. Okay.
What happened this thing? Okay, let me go ahead and see. I have been. Are you back, Ayak? Because you said I should call you 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but it's been more than that now. So send me your request. I don't see your request as well. Guys, send me your request, please. Very soon we're gonna wrap it up, but send me a request. Okay, the list goes on and on.